All right. So, just in context, real quick, like, is this like your very first time? Like, first time on the call, first time being exposed to the information? If you can, like, do me a favor. I know a lot of you got your cameras off. Pop those cameras on. Let's be interactive. I want to really help you. Okay. The idea is to take this information that we do today and make it beneficial directly to you that's on the call. So if you engage and you can actually, go along with what's going on, you'll be able to get the most benefit out of it. I know some of you might be busy or whatever, but if you can actually engage, obviously, like, this is how you start getting your questions answered, and you have the confidence to be able to do what you need to do to get started. How many of y'all want to actually get started? All right. Put some me's in the chat, put some ones in the chat. Let me know you're alive, right? Who's excited to be able to make money? If you came on here, obviously, like, money is motivation, right? Who's like ready to figure out reality, right? You can make in the next 45 days or less, you could be closing your first real estate deal, $15,000, $20,000 or more, right? Who's interested in that? You want the confidence to know how to do it, right? You want to know what you're doing, how to do it the right way. Like, this is going to show you exactly what to do. So my trainings are like, I try to break it down to, no matter what your level of experience is, you can grasp the concept, know exactly what you should be doing, position yourself like an expert, even if you're just getting started. So when you go into those real life seller situations, you know how to handle yourself accordingly, okay? Like, the whole idea of what I want to do is build confidence among a group of people who are interested in real estate. And now this is all about real estate investing. So we're going to be operating wholesaling as the middleman and flipping contracts. Is all this simplified down to, okay? You're going to find homeowners that are looking to sell their homes. We're going to agree to terms with them using the real estate purchase and sale agreement, and then we're going to sell that contract for more money to someone else, literally playing the middleman. You'll never have to pull money out your pocket, so you're not going to need 10, 20, 30, $40,000 to complete a deal. You will be able to complete the full transaction with the contract and then assigning that contract to somebody else. Middleman in contracts. This is the fastest way to make money in real estate. The fastest way to get $100,000 in real estate is literally flipping contracts, okay? No money needed. How clear can I be on that? Everybody understand that? Press 1 in the chat if you understand. No money needed. You don't need 20K to get started. You don't need 100K to get started. You don't need a business loan to get started. You don't need an LLC to get started, okay? You don't need a co-signer to get started. You don't need to pass a background check to get started. Yeah, so if you got felonies, yes, you can do this, okay? No excuse why you can't get started, all right? Literally, everybody from anywhere around the world can get started doing this. All you got to do is take action. Before you can get paid, though, I always say this, before you can get paid, you need to know what the hell you're doing. Many people, they want to go and rush into trying to figure out how they can close their first deal, but if you don't know the process and the steps, you're going to make critical mistakes that can cost you $20,000, $30,000, because the average deal is 15, 20K. So if you're out here making $15,000 on average in mistakes, 2 deals, that's 30K you made in mistakes, and it can happen very quickly, okay? And just so you know, it's very normal for people to do multiple deals a month, meaning that you could be doing 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 15 deals a month. That's the reality. There's literally people out here running full wholesale operations that are literally insane, doing high 6 figures in a month. You start where you are and you can grow that business to wherever you want to. I'm gonna tell you right now, I never wanted to be the biggest wholesaler in the world. I started wholesaling and I realized I could coach and I could help a lot of people. And I decided to make this my primary focus. I got 24,900 people in here. I've helped a lot of investors, a lot of people who had no experience get started without having a lot of money or experience when they first started, okay? You can get in this business and make a ton of money just by simply following the steps that you'll learn through this training. Now, I'm about to open up my slides. I'm gonna walk you through just the training, show you some things that will kind of simplify the process. You'll be able to identify with how we operate and what we're marketing towards. All right, find my slides. Let's see. You guys can see my slides? Yes. I'm going back OG with it. This is my 2020. Break it down to the minimum so you understand the game, what you should be doing. Real estate wholesaling 101. Okay? For those of you that are new, my name is Tony the Closer. Most people like really don't realize that like I've been associated in this real estate industry for about the last 7 years or so, from doing a bunch of free online trainings, teaching people how they can operate as a middleman, flipping real estate contracts. And I believe that the easiest and the fastest way to get into real estate is through flipping contracts, wholesaling real estate, and anybody can do this thing no matter where you're located in the world. Like number one thing is I say all over and over again is you got to get started. So here's my story because I think many people like can identify exactly where I am. I started this thing back in, well, my journey started off as a full 9 to 5 employee. I worked for the Hendrick Automotive Group from like 2008, or excuse me, 2009 to 2012. I was one of their top sales professionals. And I was working like crazy hours, 50, 60 plus hours every single week, really having no quality of life. And I was making 6 figures, so I was making financially, I was making decent money. And it was just like that thing, like every time I wanted to get off work or I wanted to do something, I had to ask permission to get off work. I had to ask for time off, and then I had to be given, like permission from somebody. And I just didn't like the way that felt. And my dad had, been doing real estate investing for a long time, and he was always telling me like, "Hey Tony, man, you need to come and invest with me and do some real estate stuff." And I was always intimidated because it was like the thought of real estate meant like I was gonna have to have 100,000, 200,000 because you look at the cost of a house, right? You say, "Hey, look, you got to have 100,000 to buy a house." And in 2016, I finally sat down with my dad and we partnered in our first real estate business together, and that's when he really taught me the process of wholesaling and operating as a middleman in real estate, and basically having a contract and using that contract as an opportunity to lock up a property, and then we could sell that contract based off the language in the contract to another buyer or an investor for more money. So for me personally, like that was something that was very intriguing. Like man, like I remember back, just my story was crazy because I got in the auto industry after I got injured in football and released. And for like a lot of people, man, you don't realize like for us athletes, man, it was like I identified with being an athlete. So losing football, I really didn't know what I was going to do next. I didn't know what was my next opportunity or what I was going to do because shit, man, I just thought football was it. So I went through like this depression and all, like the reality of like, hey man, you're not gonna be that NFL superstar that you always imagine being. You got to go into like the real world and you got to make money and you got to do things that like pay bills now. And I know many people like have dreams, but like the reality is like those bills keep coming like right now. Let me know in the chat if those bills keep coming. Like it's just a 6 right now, so rent's due, right? Type rent's due in the chat if you had to pay rent or pay your mortgage just in the last couple of days. So for me, bruh, like it was just like shit. Like I had nice stuff. Like I was like most people, man. You want to get nice shit, so you typically overspend a little bit because you make 100,000, and you spend like you're making 300,000. So you always be kind of like paycheck to paycheck, even though you're making money. And for me, man, that just was like crazy. I had no quality of life. I overspent, and I was just in this bad financial spot. And I, like, the crazy part is, man, I never really tell a lot of people my story, like in great detail. I'm actually writing my life story book right now, and you guys will be able to hear it. But I used to gamble, and I'm talking about gamble a lot. And I was a really, really good gambler, like insane. And a lot of NFL guys used to hang out with me just strictly like for bets and stuff like that. Super Bowls, all that I was extremely good at picking a winner and putting together parlays and all the stuff that, like, it's crazy to see what I see in sports betting now and how it's so like wide open. So in 2012, I went on the most insane run. I'm making so much money in sports betting, y'all. Like, I lost my damn mind. Like, and I don't care what anybody says. Like, everybody always tries to tell this story about what they wouldn't do when they get money and all that shit. The first time I got money, I showed my ass. Okay? Listen, I showed my ass. I had to take the screen off from the presentation just to be real for a minute because, like, at the time, I was a married man. I go to the one of my best friends played for the New Orleans Saints back when the Saints was like real good. They was in the Super Bowl and all that stuff. The dude gets like a $50 million contract. He's about to get married, and he was like, "Hey, bro, we going on a bachelor tour trip." We went on a bachelor tour trip. If you ever hung out with an NFL dude that just got $50 million, my marriage was instantly over the minute that I got on the plane. The minute I got on the plane, I had no chance. Like, I'm sorry. I had to come and just be real for a minute before we get into actual training and everything else. Like, like y'all mind if I be real? Like, I like keeping it raw and 100. You ever been around when you see Kim Kardashians and all? Like, I'm from North Philly. I ain't like some of this shit that was happening real quick. It was fast. My homie giving me, like, we go to the casino, my nigga like, "Hey, bro, here go 10,000, 20,000. Let's go hit the tables." We go hit the tables, nigga. I make $200,000. I'm definitely not going home. I just had a newborn baby. I know my wife was at home thinking she had a good husband, and I was being a dog piece of trash outside. And I let these dudes influence me. That was the first time in my life I could say I was influenced. These dudes had me. I didn't even smoke weed, y'all. The amount of weed that you see me smoke now, it's crazy because I got influenced on that bachelor tour trip. Now that bachelor tour trip, it goes down in history of like one of the most insane trips I've ever taken part of in my life. But like I said, the minute I got on that plane, my marriage was over because it was all downhill. We had a time, and I was acting like I ain't had nothing going on at home. Now, just like when all shit goes good, what happens later? It all goes bad. Shit was going sweet. Man, I'm in the casinos. I'm talking about, hey, y'all, I went on a 6-month run that I'm gonna have to post it on like TikTok or something so y'all can see it because you would think I'm bullshitting the run that I went on off my homie giving me $10,000. And then I done went to every casino all across the damn country hitting them for like $200,000 plus. I'm talking about I was smoking the books. Like, I had capital and I have no fear of loss. So I'm betting 50,000 at 10 o'clock in the morning on a baseball game and winning. Like, just insane amounts of money. Like, when I get money, I just like I'm fearless. So it was like, yo, I'm just taking opportunities and I'm winning at all this shit. And I got this one girl that was telling me she was okay with being the side chick. She was cool with it. So she was getting all the little benefits. I'm at the table winning. I done throw 5 bands here, get a little red bottoms. I'm just thinking everything cool. Now she starts liking me a lot. Enough that she decided that she was going to send everything that I'd ever did in an email to my wife. When I tried to go back home, jail happened. Shit just was bad. I couldn't escape it. It was all I felt from like I was, the money could fix everything to everything just kept falling apart. It was fucking crazy. I'm telling you guys, I went from like the highest of highs to like every time I turned around, them niggas had me in handcuffs. Like I just couldn't escape the handcuffs. It was fucking unbelievable. Bro, I'm talking about I done had like literal a whole Chipotle bowl thrown on me. I squirt a water bottle, put your hands behind your back, assault on a female. I'm like, bro, look at me. So I went through like a I went from like this hottest run that you could possibly ever have, like imaginable, to everything in my life being flipped upside down. I'm talking about, bruh, it went ugly. You know how you went from like I was saying how I was winning like everything, then it was everything was fucking losing. Like, bruh, I went from like I couldn't lose like to I couldn't say my birth damn name right without losing money. Anything I was doing was losing money. And I couldn't figure out like it was like I had such a nasty aura about I couldn't win at shit. So I went from this high of highs to the lows of lows. And I remember being in jail for 63 days. And I was like mentally in a place where like you go from so high to having everything taken away from you while I'm sitting in jail. I don't have money to pay for my attorney because these mugs telling me my bond is like 1.2 million. Like they trying to cook me. Like they were trying to cook me. I mean, like, bro, the judge took my bond from 200,000 to 1.2 million because they said I had drugs and guns and I was a flight risk. I mean, I'm like, who the fuck you talking about, me? I was like, like, yo, what y'all trying to make? Like, it went so left. And the crazy part is, I was living a Lifetime movie. Many people, when I write, as you read some of you will read my book because I'm releasing it. The woman that I was having as a side chick really turned into a full blown like, you gonna be with me or you gonna be in jail, like. And she weaponized the police against me to where like she had set me up like bad. And I'm talking about I was in this loop so bad. The only thing that helped me was sitting my ass in jail for those 63 days. And it took me like realizing like, sometimes you be in a relationship and being in a relationship, you don't realize how fucking dumb you've been. Like everybody from the outside looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? But like I'm sitting in a relationship and I'm like completely blind to like so much dumb shit that I'm, allowing into my life. Well, I'm sitting in jail and one of the nights I'm in jail, I had like this vivid dream. And I think this dream like changed everything for me because I've been through so much stuff growing up as a kid. I never really was like big into God and the word and everything else. But this night I had like such a vivid dream. Like the dream had me wake up in the middle of the pod and I was in tears. And I couldn't believe like what I had saw because it was like me having like an impact on people. And I couldn't understand where this impact came from and how I was going to even get to that place of like, but I could see a crowd of people watching me and listening to my words and like everybody was like intently watching. And it was just like such a crazy feeling. I get out of jail and like literally as soon as I get out of jail, I go get my car and the damn tow truck guy's trying to repo my car. I'm sitting there like just like bruh, a day out of jail and here comes it like you know how when it rains it pours? I'm like, damn. Like, bro, I just got home. It's like y'all gotta chill for a minute. Like I'm trying to hide my car from the repo man. Anybody ever hid their shit from the repo man? Trying not to be at the house, you're trying to hide, trying to put it behind. Yeah, keep it real in this joint. If you done been through it, you done had to hide that motherfucker or something. You done tried to go park it at your mama house or around the corner try to hide it. Yes. So I like to talk to y'all from such a real perspective because I think many people see the penthouse view and everything, you don't realize like I really have been in your exact shoes financially trying to overcome that stuck in that middle class, like spinning your wheel cycle. So we get to this position where like I'm out of jail and I'm like literally to the position where I said I had to sell everything. Just to like I had nothing left. I had to go to the pawn shop. So I go to the pawn shop and I got a Louis Vuitton luggage set I had just bought. Spent like $4,500 on this damn set. All of it like matching. Here's the bag. I went and bought it back. This is when it first came out, like 2012. This bag done held a lot of damn money. Like, this bag has held a lot of money. But listen, this bag, a roller bag, some shoes like that. I bought a whole little set that was just, it had just came out. Well, I go to the pawn shop and they offer me like $700. And I remember feeling so disgusted at the fact that they offered me $700 for, you know, my stuff that I had just, it was, I mean, brand new. Like, I just spent $4,000 on it, almost $5,000 on it. And they were like, hey, we can give you $700. You take it or leave it. And I remember feeling so disgusted, but I sold my shit. And I was like, oh my God, like, I need this money so bad that I got to sell this shit. And it just is what it is. Anybody ever sold anything at the pawn shop before? When you went and sold it at the pawn shop, you sold it at the pawn shop knowing that you probably could have got more money elsewhere, but the reality is that you needed that money more at that time than you needed whatever it was that you were selling, right? This is the same process that happens every single day in real estate. And as real estate investors and wholesalers, we're the pawn shop of real estate. Is that clear? We literally, we don't look for the people that are going through life and everything's perfect. We're gonna probably be working with people that's in a bad situation. Shit's messed up. And they gotta make a decision to sell something at a fraction of what the value is because where they are financially in that space at that moment, they need the actual money more than they need the property. So I like to tell my story because it gives you perfect context of what we do and why we do it and the type of people that you're going to encounter as you get into these situations. You're not going like the person that life is going amazing. They're not going to be willing to sell their property for a fraction of the cost. They're not. It wouldn't make sense to them, right? But the person that's in a situation where life is kicking their ass, they need that money. I need some hit. I need y'all follow me. Yes, good. You making sense? And where my people with all these damn cameras off? It's like 70 people here. I see 12 faces. All right, so back to the slides. There we go. All right, so fast forward, you know, my car is getting repossessed. As my car is getting repossessed, guess what else is happening? My house is going up for foreclosure. So I had bought my first property back in 2009 for like $200,000. Back in 2017, all my life started getting messed up. 2017, everything goes down. So imagine this, from 2009 to 2017, all great payment history, everything's going good. I've been knocking off considerable payments because I'm making money and I'm just basically paying down significant amounts on my payments. So as I'm making my payments on my mortgage payment might be $1,500. I'm paying $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. So it's not only taking down that interest, but it's knocking down the payment as well. So in 2017, when I get into trouble financially and I'm in jail, now guess what? I got about $130,000 in equity in my property, but guess what? I was in jail for 63 days. All my money was tied up, so I can't pay my mortgage payment. So the bank says, hey, bro, we don't care that you've been paying for these other 8-9 years. Your ass got to either pay us or you getting out. So I got twenty to $50,000 in equity, meaning money that's like positive that I built in positive equity in that deal, and it's up at jeopardy. I could potentially lose it. So this happens to homeowners every single day. Somebody could have owned their house for 10, 20, 30 years, been making payments on time, and then somebody passes away. Something financially happens, and then their whole situation is impacted. And you get 4, 5, 6 months behind, guess what they telling you? Hey, bro, you got to go. So you could have all kinds of equity built up and all kind of good positive history that you had previous to something bad happening. Bro, like life can happen to anybody. See, this is the one thing about life. You can have so much money and shit going on and something bad happen and all that shit don't mean nothing because they can take it all up. But now you're in a position where those things and resources that you felt like you were safe in and secure in, the bank's like, hey, we need that back. We don't care if you done paid 10 years, 20 years. If you still owe us money and we haven't got our money, we want to call that loan due. Every single day this happens to people. Every single day. There's somebody that's losing their house today. There's like people that's going to lose their house tomorrow. And guess what happened? The bank takes it back. And guess who gets all the money in the damn world in the first place? The damn banks. They get the bailouts. They get everything else. So as I'm sitting in this situation back in 2017, I'm like, yo, so these motherfuckers is about to take my $130,000 and the house back, and I don't get shit. So like me naturally, I'm like, I can't take no $120,000 loss. So I'm trying to figure out the process of being able to keep my property or figure out something that can happen. Now, obviously, this is the bad part that happens to a lot of people. If you're not making your payments, then guess what happens? Your credit history starts getting impacted, right? So now when you go and try to get a loan or somebody else to try to refinance your loan, nobody wants to touch you because they say, hey, you look like you're in trouble. So the credit shit's all like it. Like I always talk about how I always feel like that's the biggest scam. Like we be calling shit a scam. Like imagine like, yo, I got $120,000 in equity I've been paying for 9 years straight consistently with no late payments, and y'all telling me y'all won't refinance my shit because y'all know that the bank gonna take it back and get all of it and get to keep my equity. But you telling me like, whoa, come on, man. So I like to buck the system. So naturally I start trying to do what? Reverse and figure out my way to be able to beat the man. Let me see how I can beat the system. So obviously like now I'm trying to like go into the courthouse. I go to the clerk of courts, the special proceedings room, and I'm asking questions because this is where they handle all your foreclosure documents. So when you go to a foreclosure, you're gonna go to your clerk of court, your register of deeds office. Y'all better be taking notes. This is how you verify any transactions. It's right at your register of deeds. So for like, when you're going through like foreclosures, things of that nature, you're gonna go to the special proceedings room. This is where they have the meetings for people that are going through like those substitute trustee hearings, the pre-foreclosure hearings, those things all happen there. So what happens is, you have to actually, they give you a scheduled hearing date to go talk and see what's going on with your loan and everything else. So when they had that meeting, I go to the meeting and I start asking all kind of questions. I'm trying to figure out like, hey, listen, what can I do to keep my damn house? Y'all can't take my shit. Like I've been paying all this money on it. Y'all want to take it away? No. We can't have that happen. So I'm sitting in the room and I'm like looking at the board. I'm seeing people like writing stuff on the board and everything. So I just start like, what you writing? What's that you writing? And now that I find out that this was an investor, he was placing a bid on a property. Okay. So now I'm sitting there in the special proceedings room. I'm watching an investor place a bid on the property. Now I figured out like, hey, these are the guys that's gonna come and try to buy my shit. Like he in here, like he didn't want to tell me what he was doing. He's acting all secretive, but he was an investor. He was bidding on properties that were going into pre-foreclosure. Okay, so I seen that he had put his name, his phone number, everything all on his bid paperwork. So what do you think I did? Take his name and phone number. Everybody that was on the paper that like was putting all the information, I was taking the information and writing it down. Actually, I was taking a picture real quick with my phone. I didn't even want to make it be obvious. I would go in front of everything, bop, 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 take the picture and walk off so it looked real smooth. Because at first I thought I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. You can actually go in there and get all that stuff. It's public record. But when I first went in there, I didn't know. So I thought I was doing some sneaky shit. So I was like, yo, shit, let me get that number. Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. I'm acting like I was low with it. But guess what? Me going through that experience, it started making me understand the process of what happens in the foreclosure. And then I started saying, man, hey man, fuck the banks. Hey, write that in the chat. Fuck the banks. Everybody should write that in the chat. Fuck the banks. The banks win. They get to take. They make interest on us. You know, we're gonna sit in the house for 30 years. They're gonna make 30 years of interest. If you miss your payments, they get to take it back. No matter if it's your house, your car, whatever, they get to take it back and they get to start all over again. Man, I say fuck the banks, man. So I started trying to figure a way to be able to say fuck the bank. Okay, here's the process of a pre-foreclosure. Here's how they go. Here's the attorneys that they've been assigning their pre-foreclosures to. I started literally looking up the entire process of how the foreclosure process worked. And then I would start reaching out to the homeowners that I knew were going through the pre-foreclosures to be able to say, listen, you have options that you're not aware of, and I can show you how you can actually put some money in your pocket before they take it back. Work together with me, let's say fuck the bank. That was just my motto. The bank just took my house there, right? Let's not let them take yours too. I've been in your exact shoes, so I'm talking to somebody from their position. Like I know exactly what you're gonna say. Oh, you think you're gonna find a grant or somebody's gonna give you some money to be able to stop it? Your aunt, cousin, uncle, somebody gonna get? They not giving you shit. Then how you gonna pay them back? Now you gonna have your uncle wanting to kick your ass because you done owed them for 6 months. He told me you're gonna get them back when your taxes came. All that. See, I already know what they're gonna tell me, so I already start answering the questions for them prior to even going there, right? So I'm talking to these people and I'm telling them like, listen. The bank's going to take this property back. Somebody's going to buy it for a fraction of the cost. You're going to get $0, and you're going to have to go find somewhere to live. How about you and I work together? We can come to an agreement. I can sell this contract and then put some money in your pocket. Let's say fuck the bank. Let's work together. And you know how many people start working with me just because I was so real, I was like, you about to lose this house. You ain't paid in 18 months. Ain't nobody giving you a year and a half worth of fucking money to pay How you gonna pay them back? You gotta keep it real. So instead of like trying to go further into debt and not be able to maintain the property, let me put some money in your pocket and let at least like so you can have somewhere to go versus like you just gonna be out here with no money, no nothing. Because the bank ain't gonna give you shit. A sheriff that come to the front door and tell you to get out. Boy, do you know how hurtful it feel when they was coming in my motherfucking house and I had to leave? I was like, yo, yo, this is crazy. Like that feeling when people like don't want to realize that shit is gonna happen and they gonna kick your ass out. Oh, they don't care. Oh, them sheriffs, definitely if your complexion ain't right, they can't wait to come get your ass about it. Go in there act like you crazy you want to. Shit. And then boy, go ahead and try it. You in the wrong area trying that shit if you want to. You gonna get roughed up. So you gotta just understand how to make the law work for you. And this was my introduction into like how I could take wholesaling and distress sellers into this pawn shop or real estate mindset. And if you guys understand the pawn shop mindset, the rest of this stuff will be so much easier for you to digest and to be able to go out and find leads that you can convert into actual deals. These are people that are going through life experiences that need some type of assistance immediately because they haven't been able to take care of their expenses. Like I said, this became my moment of accountability, man. And I started using my information to help other people, right? And then literally I took some software, flipped a contract for $88,000 in one deal, and it changed everything for me. Look at that. What would you do? That was my Navy Federal. I went from like having just a few dollars in my account at that time to $84,885 in one single deal. Hold on one second. So listen, one deal, flipping a contract as a middleman, being able to have an incoming wire transfer for $84,885. Now tell me, would that be life changing to you? Let me know in the chat, like, what would that be like if you were able to have one deal that paid you that type of money? Would it motivate you a little bit? Would it make you believe in the process of real estate investing and really going all in? Who's in here willing to go all in? Like, I think that's the biggest piece is like, are you willing to go all in and commit to being able to see yourself closing your first deal? The reality is that the steps in the process and everything about real estate wholesaling, very straightforward. I'm gonna walk you through how I think, show you exactly the process here in a few minutes. I'll breeze you through just kind of like the steps that you use. Um, this is obviously like just a very surface level type training tonight. Just I want to give you perspective and mindset, encouragement, all the motivating factors, so you can know like what to expect, have the proper mindset. So many people come in with trainings and they don't have a true understanding of expectations and the type of people that you're gonna be marketing to and what they're even going through. Like understanding that if you market to somebody who's going through distressed situations, their phone number might not always be accurate because they're going through shit financially, right? Hey, people ask me all the time, like, hey, I bought Skip Trace numbers and I can't get in contact with this person. Well, if you can't get in contact with them through that phone number, do you quit or do you try to be proactive and find another way to get in contact with that person if you know that that person can be a $15,000-$20,000 opportunity? Like once again, it's all about like difference in perspective. If like I know I gotta find somebody, if I find this person, they can give me, I can make 25, 30K. How hard are you gonna look for this person? Are you willing to make an extra phone call? Will you send an email? Will you go on Facebook and try to find their Facebook page? Like, yo, this is what wholesale investing is all about and real estate investing is all about. Like, you might have to be thinking outside the box a little bit. The problem solvers get paid. Okay? Write that down because you want to know that. Problem solvers get paid. It's the same thing like I always tell people, like I used to think about how I used to be tripping out when I was in relationships, man. I'd be going being creative as hell to go find some shit, to go find out somebody was cheating or some shit like that. Take that same energy and put it in something that make you some damn money. Boy, when we want to find something about somebody that's doing something wrong to us, we could go crack a code and the motherfucker, boy, we would shit, we could go figure it all out. But then to get into business and you want to shortcut yourself and cheat yourself and half-ass it, like this is what you need to be all the way invested and going all the way into. Some of y'all ladies, y'all could be FBI agents the way you go on checking on some of this stuff for your men. You know, shit, y'all been to check, y'all investigated the whole girl family tree. Girl, her cousin ain't shit. Like, damn, what the cousin got? The cousin that caught a stray. Take that into your business. Real talk, like I say a lot of this jokingly, but like if you take that same like approach into researching sellers and doing all the man, you know how much money you be making in this shit? And you can do everything virtually. They never even have to see you. Everything from your laptop. I don't think y'all understand the type of opportunity and money that you're making sitting on your damn laptop flipping contracts. Man, I literally closed, well, I can't. Part of that deal, that $84,000 deal, most of that deal was completed in my underwear. No lie. Sitting at home in my underwear. I went physically to the property one day to meet the seller. Well, I went to the house twice. Outside of that, most of the other stuff was done like through sending text messages and having phone calls in my underwear at home. I'd be sitting at home chilling. This business is like not like a, you know, when people are like, Tony, you're not professional. I'm like, man, I created like my own professional. Like what that looks like for me. Like, you know, I'm not worried about getting fired. Who gonna do it? Like, I'm the boss. So the reality is that what I created was a business that worked exactly for me, my lifestyle, what I want to have, like my comfort level. Yo, I know some of y'all really wanted to say fuck you to your boss. I've been there a couple times like, hey man, you got me fucked up, bro. Like, who the fuck do you think? Hey man, I know y'all pay me, but like, hey man, I ain't no slave. Like, y'all tripping. I've been there. So I like when I speak to you, I'm telling you, many people don't understand. Like, I lived your exact life when it comes to like working and struggling and trying to get out of the fucking, like, I was there. Here's the difference and what changed for me and why I think I am where I am now. I know it. First off, I take education extremely serious. It's not about just showing me how to make money. I want to know like all the process behind it. Like teach, don't just take me fishing. Show me like why you picked that rod, why you use this type of casted reel. Why you use that net? What was the purpose in that bait? Why you use that hook? Like I want to know why you did what you did, because if I just take you out there and just give you the rod and reel, you might get lucky, but like you don't know why you did pick that rod and reel. You don't know if you had the right pound test to be able to even feel if you got the right fish on there. You don't know if your hook is tied the right way to make sure that the damn thing ain't gonna break if you got a good bite. All that stuff matter. But if you don't know or understand the business, you can just jump into it and be making mistakes. Like, yo, imagine having your best fish of your life and you go to pull that bitch up and you ain't got your knot right and the whole shit just fall off. Golly. You know how sick that's feeling? You reeling that bad boy in and you ain't tied a knot right, and that shit, you just did like the little ghetto knot and that shit just slipped right off. Boop. Oh, you're gonna be disgusted. So same difference. Imagine you got a big deal, 50K deal. You skip steps, and now right when you about to think you about to get a deal closed, something falls apart, and now you sick because you was counting that 50,000 and how you was gonna spend it. Because the first thing you do once you realize you got profit is you start counting and spending that shit. You telling your cousin, "No, yeah, I got you back. I know I would owe you that 7,500 for 2 years. Yeah, when I close my deal on Friday, I'm gonna pay you back." You start paying back shit. You start buying shit, and before you know it, you done spent that money before it even got there, and something bad happened. And then you ready to commit suicide and talking about you sick and you depressed. This is the reality. Most of y'all not depressed, you just broke. I know what's going on. I've been there. Shit. You broke, you feel real depressed, don't you? And it's funny how money make all shit happy. You get you some money, you forget all about all that shit that had you sad. It don't matter if you went through a breakup, whatever. You get you some motherfucking money, all that shit be gone quick. You fuck that motherfucker. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about over here. Yeah, you got that check. That's how it work. You think about it. You hate your job until Friday. They give you that motherfucking paycheck Thursday night. That deposit hit, it'll be okay. It'll get you through another week or two. That's the reality. Like we're all money driven. You think you're depressed, you just need more fucking money. All right. So let's make more money so we can get rid of some depression. How many of y'all go through relationship problems because of money? Keep it a buck. Most relationships would be perfect if you ain't had to deal with money. I'm telling you, man, everybody talks about infidelity in relationships. That's not why most relationships have problems. It's fucking money. It's money. Why do men complain about gifts? Because it's money. You got to spend money. Why do they complain about dates? Because they got to spend money. If money wasn't an issue, most of your stress and your problems go away. So the problem ain't that the problem is that you got to make more money. That's my logic. Shit, make some money, the depression goes away. All right, let's keep this thing going. So one deal, y'all, $84,885. Listen, when I tell you my energy changed, everything changed. I had already did other deals. But think about it, the minute that you have a deal in real estate investing where you pull no money out of your pocket and you pull that type of money, and now you wired, it's different. And this was my revelation. Wholesaling real estate is the easiest and fastest way to create a high cash flow, a freedom lifestyle, and generational wealth that I've always desired. I was hooked. I knew it. This is the way. So then I started teaching other people how they can do this, and it helped me make impact all around the world. Right now, over 24,950 students inside of Ronaproof alone, 200,000+ people that have come through these trainings for free. Nationwide group with over 20,000 members inside where you can get all kind of support, sell your deals, communicate with other like-minded individuals. Now I want to show you how you can actually change your life with wholesaling real estate. Let me know in the chat if this is what you guys are here for. All right. So this workshop is like really just like perfect for anybody that's in this chat, no matter what you got going on. If you got a 9-to-5 currently, if you're business minded, if you're an entrepreneur, self-starter, an action taker, somebody that's looking to build a side hustle or replace your income completely, which one of those are you in the chat? Let me know. Here's some common questions that you might have, like what is wholesaling? What if you haven't done this before? What if you don't have a lot of money? What if you got bad credit? Common challenges that you might have. You might think that this is overwhelming. Maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe you tried before and you didn't make it work. Maybe you feel stuck, like you can't get the break that you want. You feel like others can create wealth, but you actually can't. Now, I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that you felt like you actually had a clear plan. You knew exactly how to get started. You knew that your past experiences don't define your future success. Now that you're actually going to be making plenty of money virtually through flipping real estate contracts, building wealth, and creating a freedom lifestyle for you and your family. Who resonates with that? Let me know in the chat. All right. So the focus of the workshop today is to reveal to you a new and proven way of making $10,000 plus a month wholesaling real estate so that you can make money that you've always wanted, even if you have no previous experience. My biggest ask is that you be an action taker. Take advantage of today's workshop. Who's my action takers here? Let me know. Here's a couple things that you might be thinking. You might think that you need a real estate license to get started. Biggest misconception, you do not need a real estate license. You might think that real estate is too saturated. Listen, guys, you got to get your piece of the pie. This is like playing Monopoly. You're either going to have people that are actually playing a game where you landing on everybody's property, or you're going to be the one that's having people land on your property. You got to learn how to play the game. And there's so much opportunity. No such thing as saturation. You think that you need thousands of dollars to get before you can actually get started. Biggest myth ever. You do not need a lot of money to get started. You heard my story. Why is this important to you right now? I want you to understand, like, all this election stuff, everything that's happening. Real estate is the key to generational wealth. And wholesaling provides you with a low-cost startup to entry. You're here to grow and expand your actual knowledge and information on this business. And you've taken the first steps to starting your financial freedom and journey and replace that full-time income and live the life that you always wanted on your own terms. Is that you in the chat? Let me know. How we feeling, chat? All right. So here's what we're going to cover, like the basics of wholesaling, how it differentiates from like traditional investing, like how you hear most people when they talk about like fix and flip, how to find motivated sellers. So like there's a variety of different ways that you can actually find great leads and people that you can target that'll fit that pawn shop model. Like, remember, everybody that we want to speak to, like, we're not talking to people that have their house listed on MLS and everything is great in their life. They're the people that, like, hey, some shit's going on. Physical distress on the property, circumstantial distress, financial distress. I'll talk about the perfect seller model here in a second. Like, who do we look for and target? How to analyze properties and make offers that are competitive and profitable for you. How you can actually build a buyer network and connect with investors who are interested in properties as well. And then how you can actually negotiate contracts, close deals, and collect assignment fees. And then how to avoid all the common mistakes that can derail your wholesale business. This is going to be good for you guys, I'm telling you. Before I go all the way in, let me send one more email, because there's still no reason that we only got 80 people in here. Let me send one more email. You guys got patience tonight? We good? How we doing in the chat? We good? Yeah. All right. Cool. Let me get another email up. Cause then people gonna be like, Tony, I ain't see it, man. I didn't know you was live. Like, hey, bro, this some good game. You just come here and pay attention. I sent 300,000 email and fucking 80 people in here. Asani, what's up, man? He's one of my one-on-one students. I see you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I gotta be going to y'all spam folder or something like that. I sent all them damn emails up. All right. send out this last email here. Real quick in the chat, how many of y'all just joined the Ronaproof in the last week or two? Press 1 in the chat if you just recently joined. Okay, we got some newbies in here. Glad to be here. I'm excited to have you here. Edgar, man, I hope your mom is doing okay, man. Sorry to hear that. Edgar said his mom has been rushed to the hospital. Y'all put Edgar in your prayers, please. Man, hope that goes well for you. All right, I sent out the email blast. They'll be getting it here in a second. Let's go ahead and get this thing back rolling. Okay, so what is wholesaling? Okay, this is one of the most simple ways to explain this thing is wholesaling is controlling an equitable interest in a property and quickly reselling that interest for a profit. So the purchase and sale agreement or the contract that we use in wholesaling gives us a controlling equitable interest in that property. So when we agree to say, hey, whatever homeowner we agree to terms to buy their property, because we're basically telling them we're going to contract their property, meaning we're going to buy their property for the terms that we agree on. So if I say, hey, let me find somebody in the chat that look like they got bad credit and that I'll be buying their property. I'm about to mess up your name just to play with you. I see you smiling already. Uh-huh. Yep, it's you. It's you. How you say that? You don't shake your head. It's you. How you say your name? You look like you got bad credit. Look. Oh, you gotta unmute yourself right there.
Shavatika.
Shavatika. I'm just fucking with her, y'all. How
And
you
I
doing?
got great credit.
Texas,
I'm
I
doing
got great
good.
credit. Don't play with me. But if this is how the process works, keep yourself unmuted. I'm gonna tell you how the process works. See, I like to have y'all cameras on so we can have some active engagement. So, for example, say that you had, you just broke up with your husband, and I'm just all hypothetical. We give you a seller situation. Now you've been late on that mortgage, and I know that the house might be worth $300,000, but you have you might be $30,000 in arrears to the bank. But there's equity and there's an opportunity to be able to negotiate terms where I can say, hey, listen, I'm going to agree to terms to give you $250,000 for your property as is, and you don't have to worry about, the arrears to the bank or anything else, and you can walk away. That now creates that contract opportunity. So I'll give you a contract for that $250,000 that I said I would give you, and now I have 30 days to essentially shop that contract for more money. Okay, so I agree to terms with you. You say, okay, Tony, I'm okay with you giving me 250. I now will go and I say, all right, I'm gonna go to David. David's one of my investors that flips properties in the area. I'm gonna sell David my contract for $255,000. All right. He's gonna be responsible for paying off all the other things, but guess what I did? I just made $5,000 by selling him that contract for extra little profit. Okay. Some deals you'll have opportunity where you'll be able to say, hey, I'm a contractor because you have a great equity position. I might be able to contract it for a lot less and be like, hey, look, I can get it for, I know it's worth 300. I might be able to get it for 220, 210. And then I can say, shit, man, now this is a $20,000, $30,000 opportunity because I still can make sure that the buyer has profit on the back end as well. Because the key is it has to be a great deal, not just for you and the seller, but the buyer has to be able to see profit on the back end as well. Gotta emphasize that. Like that's the only way that you ever get deals if everybody gets that win-win-win situation. Okay, so the idea is we find people that are fitting that pawn shop model. We we come to terms, we agree with them on a certain dollar amount, we put it in contract, and then we shop that contract to end buyers.
Got a question.
Yes,
Are you gonna guide us on how to find those? How do you build your Rolodex of investors?
absolutely. I'm gonna show you all that stuff here in a second. Like just make sure you stay tuned in. Like the number one thing, and I can't stress this enough. Before we get to finding the actual investors, we need to know how to actually find the great deals, because great deals are easy to sell. Okay, there's investors everywhere when you got great deals. The first thing you gotta do is find those deals. You gotta get in contact with those homeowners that fit that pawn shop model. That's where all the conversions happen, okay? In real estate in general, like no matter if you decide to be a wholesaler, no matter if you decide you wanna do Airbnb, Section 8, fix and flip, no matter what disposition you choose to do, the best way and the only way that you make your profits, like from a beginning, is like acquisition, okay? How you acquire your property. What do I mean by that? If you pay top of market, like once again, it's like if you go buy a new car, what happens to the new car? Take depreciation hit, right? Everybody knows like you take that hit. So for us as investors, we're looking at our approach where we don't want to be in this competitive area where it's the top of the market and there's no room to be able to negotiate because everything is already at the top. We want deals where we can make a profit and still be able to see, hey, look, we can sell this thing to somebody else. If something goes wrong, we can keep this property, but we got options. You never want to be in something that 100% owner, like if it's worth 100,000, you don't want to be in it for 100,000. Like if something happens, if the market tightens up or whatever, you're trapped. You have no options. Now, if you're in something for 100,000, if you got $100,000 property, but you in it for 60,000, don't you think you got options now, right? Hey, shit, I can sell this thing. There's gonna be buyers. There's gonna be opportunity. You want to be able to make sure like you get deals that are easily sellable. Okay. If you can't think about it in the context of like, all right, let me just put it this way. If I told you guys in the chat, there's a $100,000 Mercedes S550. You can get it for $20,000, but you got to be able to flip it to somebody else. Wouldn't you find an opportunity to go sell that shit to somebody for more money and be the middleman and make some money? That's the same thing. Like you're just looking for that sweet deal. And remember, who sells deals at these ridiculous amounts of money? Remember, I told you when I went to the pawn shop, I was in a bad situation financially. I took $700 for my damn Louis Vuitton luggage set that I had spent $4,000 on. I was just on Threads the other day. I seen somebody say that he was trying to sell his PlayStation 5. He said they offered him $35 for his PlayStation 5 at the pawn shop. Now, anybody that got good sense, if you got a kid or anything, you know damn well you can't get just a game for a PS5 for $35. But the pawn shop, they know that you are in a desperate situation where you need money. So they'll say, hey, listen, we're going to give you as little as possible as we possibly can because we don't want to. First off, they got to be able to sell it on the back end. If you don't come back and buy it from them, they have to be able to sell that and not get in competition with the other GameStops and everybody else that actually has games that'll be brand new. So when they're considering what they offer, they consider all those factors in. And the same thing happens in real estate. There's people that have come to us that because they got a lot of repairs that's necessary on the property, they're getting killed in taxes. They're back on their mortgage. they will decide that, hey, listen, I'm not in a position to be able to maintain this property any longer. That deal I showed you where I made 84,000 in that big ass wire, y'all saw that, right? That lady was getting billed from the city like $1,000 a month because she wasn't mowing her grass, and the house was like looking vacant and like a damn, it was like a zombie house. So she was getting billed from the city. So you got to understand something. For her, yes, the house was worth more money, but because she had so much expense that was coming from not being able to maintain that house became a problem. It was like a damn nightmare for her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, every time she look up, she getting a new bill. So to her, it's, hey, I'll take 10,000 because it'll save me having to pay, $2,000 every time I get hit from the city. And it's a house that she wasn't using. So you got to find these situations where there's a seller motivated. And this is why we talk about motivated sellers, okay? Motivated sellers. Write this thing down because you're going to hear this thing all over, like all the time. Motivated sellers. There's two types of people. There's motivated people and then people that want the most money. Okay? Motivated sellers, they gonna work with you. Then it's the people like me. You gonna come to me and I'm gonna try to make the most money. I bought mine with the intention on making a lot of money when I sell it, right? It's two types of people. The people that are like, hey, look, they're willing to negotiate because they're fitting that motivated seller model. And then the people that's trying to maximize profit on the opposite side. Okay? So you don't want to be having conversation with somebody that's trying to maximize profit. You never gonna get the deal. People always ask me, Tony, how do I get them to say yes? Talk to motivated sellers. If you try to take a girl out on a date that's not interested in dating you, you never gonna get her to say yes. I don't care what you do, how much money you pull out or whatever. If she's not interested in you, it's not happening. She wasn't motivated enough. It's like same difference. Motivated sellers are the key to being able to get these deals done. Too many people take time and they just say, hey, look, I see this house. It looks like it's a good opportunity. Even if you see a house that looks like a good opportunity, that just means you need to follow up until there's motivation there. Story I can tell you that makes this thing make sense is I said this the other day in the training. I said in 2018, I was looking for website domains and I bought the domain I Close Deals. Well, when I tried to first buy this domain, I reached out to the guy. He told me he wanted $10,000 for it. I reached out to him like in July of 2018. He's like, he wanted $10,000. I was like, dude, I'm not giving you no damn 10 grand for no fucking domain. You out your damn mind. Like, I was damn near cursed him out just in the conversation because I felt like he was crazy for asking for 10,000 for the domain. But I guess he felt like because I was reaching out for it, maybe I had 10,000. So he was like, shit, I'm gonna put it out there. So I reached back out to him in like November. He's still talking 10,000. Come on, man. Like, bro, like, I'm not doing it. Called him the day after Christmas. He sold it to me for like $1,000. $500 to $1,000. Same dude, follow up over months of time. What was the difference? You know what happens. Everybody spends all their damn money for Christmas. You got to go back and make your money back. I literally called dude the day after Christmas. We know people just spend all their damn money on unnecessary shit, stressing out. Everybody, the most depressing times of the year is them damn holidays, Christmas, birthdays, everything else. So I literally strategically called him on December 26th. I got to go back and look at my records. I know it was under $1,000 I got that website from, guys. And that was it's all in the understanding motivation for people. Like timing is everything, okay? So somebody that's going through a foreclosure, tax sale, anything, like 1 minute they could tell you no, if something changes in their life, they're gonna have to be extremely motivated and say yes. Sometimes you catch somebody when everything is good, they're gonna tell you no, right? You follow up when situation change, now you got an opportunity. So that's the key things that we want to focus on. So remember, we're going to be controlling equitable interest. No money needed to be able to close a real estate wholesale deal. This is the process of finding deeply discounted properties and then passing those deals on to investors and collecting a fee. We are literally using paper to get paid. And remember, like I say all the time, we are the pawn shop of real estate. If you can understand this element right here, guys, you'll be fine. Think about who goes to the pawn shop. Why they go to the pawn shop? They're motivated. They need money. Who's going to sell their property for a fraction of what it's worth? People that need money, motivated sellers. So here's how the process works. You're going to find a motivated seller. The property's not going to typically look nice like this. I can guarantee you it's going to be ugly, beat up. We tell them that we'll buy it as is condition, so they don't need to worry about repairs or closing costs or working with realtors. We operate as a middleman. We're going to come to an agreement with them, put that property under contract, and then sell our contract to a cash buyer, assign our interest to the cash buyer for more money. In this example, it was $250 and sold it for $260, $10,000 profit. So here's how wholesaling works. Here's like steps that you can follow. Step one, you're going to find a motivated seller who needs to sell their property quickly. Step two, you're going to negotiate a purchase price with the seller that allows you a room to be able to sell it for more money and get a profit. Step three, you're going to put the property under contract using the purchase agreement or an option contract. Step four, you're going to market the property to potential buyers. You can use like Facebook Marketplace. You can use direct mail. You can create buyers lists. I'll show you some ways that you can find buyers. Then you're going to assign your contract to the buyer and collect a fee for doing the work. Those 5 steps make sense to everybody? Clear? Crystal? I like breaking this thing down to like if you've never heard of anything before, you understand exactly what we got going on. What's up? What's your question, Brianna? Hey, y'all cut y'all cameras on. What the hell y'all doing in here with all them cameras off?
Okay, so I forgot what you just said. I forgot. But
How you forget what I just said?
the last part you said, I got nervous.
I started cussing to mess you up, huh? Y'all cut them cameras on in here hiding and stuff.
Let's see.
Thank you. Oh, what's up,
When I
man?
remember, I'll raise my hand again.
Let me put the screen back over here so maybe this will help you remember real quick. We're talking about the process and how wholesaling works. All right. Everybody got it? We clear? Are you good, Brianna?
Yes.
Good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. When I remember, I'll tell you.
Okay, I saw your hand up. Let me take the next question. Rob?
Yes, I have a quick question. Maybe it was answered before, but say we get a property on the contract and we got, you said 30 days to sell that property or transfer the contract to a potential buyer. In a situation where we didn't get like a buyer, how does
Stop
that
thinking
play
about
out?
failure.
No. I'm
You're
just
already
saying.
thinking about not getting a buyer. But nah, you can cancel your contract, you can renegotiate. I was gonna get to that next. So that's the beauty
Oh,
of,
okay.
I always say this, like the beauty about what we do in the position that we have as real estate investors with our contract, we got options. So first option, we go to closing. We go to closing, we agree to terms with the seller, we find a buyer, we sell it, we sell the contract. If we get with our buyers and all our buyers are like, hey man, that's too much money, that deal is not a real deal. We need it for $20,000-$30,000 less. You can go to the seller, you can renegotiate. First and
Okay.
foremost, renegotiate your contract. Always renegotiate. Hey, Mr. and Miss Seller, I thought we could do it for 100. Shit, you didn't tell me that the damn whole basement was about to fall out, so I need to take about
I see what you're saying.
$30,000 off. Okay.
Yep.
Now we renegotiate. If the seller is just hell bent on getting whatever you said and they can't move forward, you can cancel the contract. You can just flat cancel the contract and everything is done. No harm, no foul. So you got everything to gain, nothing to lose, okay? No excuse for you guys not to be talking to sellers, writing up contracts and putting yourself in a position because literally everything to gain, nothing to lose. You're talking about the ability to use a piece of paper control a property that could be worth anything from 50 grand to millions of dollars. It doesn't matter the dollar amount, and you can control that property for 30 days and then sell your interest to somebody else, okay? So I don't care if you got $100 in your bank account or if you got $100,000 or $500,000 or $1 million in your bank account, the purchase and sale agreement, you're a millionaire, okay? Follow me? Yes? I need heads, something. Agree? Yes. That contract gives you the power. It's like, what's that song? I got the power. You got the contract, you got the power. You can put properties under contract. You control that. If that homeowner agrees to you with the terms for that timeline that you guys have under that contract, you have the ability to sell your contract. You can actually close and go all the way through and purchase it yourself. You can renegotiate that contract. You can cancel that contract. Okay? You are in a prime position to be like flat fucking broke and act like a boss. A lot of y'all like to fake it anyway. This is your perfect opportunity. Okay? You can be dead broke with nothing to your name and go control a property with $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $800,000, and then sell that contract to somebody else for more money. How the fuck can you not get out here and make a phone call or get in contact with people? This is the golden opportunity. Listen, I watch people go from completely broke to 6- and 7-figure earners. Everything to gain, nothing to lose. Trust me when I tell you, the key piece to this business is just talking to enough people that fit the pawn shop model, all right? That's it. How many people do you have conversation with that fit the motivated seller pawn shop model of real estate? You talk to enough people that fit that model, you will never have to worry about money again in your life. The reality is that there's going to be millions of opportunities for you to continuously be able to have these people because life always happens. People pass away every day. People divorce every day. Finances happen every day. People don't make their mortgage payments every day. Get foreclosed. So these opportunities will always be around. Hey, natural disasters happen. Guess what happens? Opportunity. So there's going to be people that aren't prepared for certain things that now creates chances for us as investors to be able to make money. So I want to be very, very clear. This is all about putting yourself in a position to win by taking action. You have no excuse not to be taking action and talking to as many people as possible. Remember, no matter what happened in this election, there's still people that are going through pre-foreclosure, tax sales, delinquencies, bankruptcies, okay? They're going to lose their house. The bank's going to take it back. You can have a conversation with them and get paid for knowing what you know now, okay? That's the idea. Some of y'all every single day ride past property that could be your first deal that can make you $15,000, $20,000. Once again, you got to be knowledgeable about this stuff before you can get paid, but this is an opportunity to truly be able to get out here and make a shit ton of money simply using the real estate purchase contract. Rob, you had a question?
Oh no, that was my question. You answered.
Okay. Tell me your name again. I don't want to mess it up.
Shavatika.
Shabatica.
So are you using a contingency clause in the contracts to say like I need to be able to get funding in order to finish this
Absolutely not.
purchase or
Nope.
okay.
Nope. Nope. No. Straight up purchase and sale agreement, and it has the ability to be able to sign our interest in the contract, okay? Our contract is very strict. I mean, you can use it you can write up your own basic contract. Inside my program, I have my actual contract. I probably spent my dad between about 12 to 15 grand in legal fees that was spent in drafting our contract. But the thing about a wholesale purchase and sale agreement is you have the ability to, either, purchase the deal, assign your interest to somebody else, and that's in any of those contracts. So you just want to be very straightforward that we're not, honestly, like as you guys first start, most of you aren't going to be in a position to purchase, but the way the contract provides you is the ability to purchase, but you'll be selling your interest to someone else. I hope that's clear. Shabatica, right? Shabatica, right? You saying it right?
That's right. And yeah, it's clear. I understand.
Cool. Brianna? You
So
got it.
I remember now, can we work with anybody that's buying, or does it have to be just the buyers that you put out? Because this is my first time here.
No,
So,
you find investors that are interested in buying property in whatever area you're looking at deals.
okay, because sometimes on the side of the road, like when you're driving in certain areas, they'll have signs up saying, call us if you want us to buy a house, we buy houses.
Yeah,
So,
you should take all those phone numbers because those are actual investors that might be either wholesalers, there's other wholesalers in the area, or that's actual investors looking to buy property. So those are strategic signs that you can even place yourself to get deals or have investors reach out to you. Those are called bandit signs. Okay,
so yes,
you'll see
I know.
bandit signs like in any like on telephone poles by Walmart's. Those are very popular used.
Okay. I know somebody that spouse literally just died like last week, and she was already trying to find somebody to buy her house. So like, how would I do that if I'm new and I don't know what to do?
Yeah, I would have the conversation with them and ask them if they are considering selling the house, and if they are considering selling, tell them you'd be interested in making an offer to purchase it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that very straightforward. With anybody that you encounter when it comes to this business, you're simply asking them if they'd be interested in receiving an offer on their property. Okay? Like I don't want to make anything complicated about this process. We find people that fit the pawn shop model, meaning that they're going through some form of distress. They're motivated sellers, and we ask them if they're open to receiving a cash offer on their property. Is that clear for everybody? I need you to put clear in the chat. We need some yeses, some yeses. Yeah, we got it. Like, I don't care what your level of experience is. This shit is simple. I don't want to complicate it. We got to find homeowners that's in bad spots. They can't pay their bills. The house tore up, and we want to ask them if we can buy it from them. Y'all got it? I don't care what grade level you got with nothing. You should understand. We the pawn shop of real estate. We're looking to talk to people that are motivated sellers. That mean that they got something that is keeping them, pushing them to say that I need to sell this house because I'm financially not able to keep it, or I need to move for whatever reason. And they're willing to even take discounts because they fit that pawn shop model. We're not talking to people that just fix their house all the way up and it's brand new looking, and nah, we can't do nothing with them, okay? They need a realtor. Okay? Follow me? Everybody good on that? All right, Christian.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. So my first question is, so even though we're middlemaning the contract, when we're talking to the sellers, we use the terminology like we talk to them saying that we want to purchase the property.
Yes.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. And also my second question is, so I just joined the boot camp last night, and I was trying to look. I was going through the modules. I was trying to find your previous the first couple live the Zoom calls of the boot camp. I couldn't find it. Is it on there?
Yes.
Okay.
We've done 2 calls and both of them are uploaded.
Okay.
Every replay will be in that session. So session 1 and session 2 will have at the bottom the replay of the boot camp.
Oh,
The just understanding many of you are, like I said, newbies that might not financially be in a position to purchase, but as a real estate investor and how wholesaling operates, wholesaling is essentially what we call a disposition. That means that's how we sell that deal, okay? But in all, when you look at these deals as a real estate investor, you might say, hey, I'm looking to find good deals, and I might keep that deal as a purchase. I might sell that deal or whatever. So the idea is we're working to operating with the idea to find motivated sellers with these off-market properties that are discounted that we can sell or keep, depending on your financial situation. Obviously, as wholesalers, you're just flipping the contracts. and you're going to have equitable interest in those contracts that gives you protection. It's very simple and straightforward. Once you contract that thing out, you can put 10 to $100 down as earnest money, deposit money, and that secures your equitable interest in that deal, which is fully refundable. Okay, so you can put $10 out and be protected in a real estate transaction. Got it?
Yeah. So I got one last question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It might be a dumb question, but I'm like a newbie at this. So we only start marketing and trying to find buyers as soon as we have a property or properties under contract, correct?
So I operate a little bit differently. First and foremost, and obviously I'm about to get to a lot of the stuff that you're asking me if you would have just
Okay.
waited, but since you can't wait, I'll answer it. The training and everything that we do step by step is first and foremost identifying leads. After we identify our leads, we start the process of marketing to the seller. Now, before I go and I start marketing to leads and everything else, I use data to help me find where the buyers are buying, fixing, and renovating property. Like, I can't tell you how many newbie investors make the mistake of just blindly marketing, and they'll go into areas where they just think because they went there because they wanted to be in the zip code or whatever, but that doesn't dictate where the deals and the transactions are actually taking place. Wouldn't you agree that it would make more sense to buy and sell real estate where other deals were buying and selling and flipping, right? So for me, what I always do is I use data to make informed decisions. I don't like to guess. The one thing about real estate is very factual based. It's based off data and other sales that take place. When you look at the prices of real estate in the area, the prices of real estate are reflected by other sales. It's called comps or comparables, okay? Comparables or comps are other properties that are similar properties that have been, sold in that area. And it's like very like market and area specific. So if I know like in a certain area, every house is selling for $250,000, I'm not going to offer you $500,000 when every house on the block is sold for $250,000. Does that make sense to everybody? Like the information in real estate tells you what a property is worth. Like, if I got 3 houses that sold for $250,000 that were all fully renovated and your property needs $60,000 worth of work, why would I give you $250,000? When I know all the other properties that are fully fixed are worth $250,000 and you want $250,000 and your shit needs $60,000 worth of work, there's no deal there. Okay? So the idea is I'm gonna use data, meaning that, okay, if I know that this area has had multiple sales, multiple flippers who have done deals in a given area, that's where I'm going to take my marketing. I'm gonna let the marketing, the data show me where deals are happening, and that's where I'm gonna take my business. I'm never going to tell you guys to go and do deals in the area where there's no freaking real estate deals happening. Literally the most insane thing I see is like people go and spend thousands of dollars in the buy-in list and all kind of shit like that. Like you go look at these people that, hey, this is the hottest wholesale list and this is the hottest list and blah, 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 blah. But if that list is in an area where there's no buying and flipping activity, you just spent money on leads that you won't get any damn deals out of, because you got to have end buyers to have activity and deals, right? If there's nobody that's going to buy your deal, why the hell would you be over there? So if I know that everybody in this chat hates Converse, for example, but I say, hey, look, I'm selling Converses, and everybody in here hates Converse, would that be a good idea? Like, why would I get Converse if I know nobody's looking for that shit? So you gotta understand the market will always show you what's selling, what's popular, what's the price point. Data. Everything is data based. And I know many people like to talk about, oh, you can learn this and that on YouTube. We're actually streaming on YouTube live right now. This is the only way you're going to learn this shit on YouTube is if Tony the Closer's on this bitch teaching it. Because I can guarantee you what I'm about to show you, nobody on YouTube has done it. Because I go a little bit deeper and I use the facts versus just like some superficial hypothetical, oh, we go pull leads off prop stream and then we cold call. Like, yeah, you can tell somebody superficial stuff, but do you know how to use data to truly take somebody from a informed investor to understanding why they're in the marketplace? I can. Factually. See, so this is what I like. I like to be able to separate myself by like really showing people how you can actually maneuver in the business and use the information that we have available to be able to make informed decisions. So like you don't have to guess. Like everything is about like, hey, okay, we're gonna use data. Data is gonna dictate factually how we operate and where we go and put our marketing. So let me open the screen here. All right, so like Houston, Texas, very popular area, great for doing real estate transactions. Market is booming. Houston is a boom market. And I'm just going to show you like how you can use like data to be able to make informed decisions. So like first and foremost, I like using like PropStream. PropStream is my number one tool to be able to help me find motivated seller leads and make informed decisions in the business in general. So first things that I like to do is no matter the market that I'm in, I like to identify first and foremost, where are there flippers, the people that are actually buying real estate, fixing real estate, and then reselling it for more money. So I would go into any city, and that's the beauty of PropStream. You can go into any city, you could just pick on their quick list drop downs, flippers, and these are going to pop up all the people that do flips in the area. And like you can see, like here in Houston, it's 2,000 different flippers. So if I went to a different city, if I went to Raleigh, North Carolina, I can't type. You can see it's 409 flippers. If I go into, I don't know, I'm thinking Tampa, Florida, we see it's 822 flippers. Go into, give me some cities in the chat. So in Boston. So 62 flippers. I see Augusta. $177 flippers. So, like, now, just in a matter of seconds, you can see how I jumped into different cities and got information, right? I see Gilbert, Arizona. $168 flippers. All right. So I'll actually use Gilbert, Arizona for this one because I think this would be a cool one. So first things first, like my flippers tab is already set, but inside my training, inside of the actual boot camp, I help you guys set all your filters and how you can maneuver in the system to make it all easier for you. This is just an overview. So if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching here in the Zoom call, once you get into the actual course in the boot camp, over the next few days, I'm gonna help you set up all your systems, your tools, help you identify the best market that you can get into and like really get off and start crushing it. So this tool right here is called PropStream. You can go to www.closersdata.com. I'll drop a link for you so you can get in. It's a 7-day free trial when you use my link. And when you use my link, they'll actually even give you $25 in free marketing credit. So be sure to use that www.closersdata.com. Now, so You can see 168 properties are in the flippers tab. So I'm going to create a list here. I'm going to add all to list, create a new list, and this is going to be Gilbert Flippers. Which is 1124. So I just named my list Gilbert Flippers. I'm gonna save that list. That's 160 something people, flippers that just got saved. 168. Now I'm gonna go to my properties over here on the left hand side, my marketing list. I'm gonna find my Gilbert Flippers. So like this is like now the full list of all the people. You can see that there's 168 on the market. 31 of them just sold recently. 3 are vacant. 82 have high equity. 70 have low equity. 5 have negative equity. You can see bank owned and everything else. So these are 168 properties that have recently been purchased, renovated, and then relisted on the marketplace. Okay, like I want to be very, very clear when I talk about this piece. We're looking at property right now that people purchased, fixed it up, and then relisted it for more money on the market. All right. So these are deals that are actually being worked on by investors. Everybody clear on that, right? The simplest shit. Like I just break this thing all the way down. So I went into Gilbert, Arizona. I did this all from PropStream, right? I went right to Gilbert, Arizona. I researched their flippers. I wanted to go to their flippers because the flippers are people that are actively doing deals in that area, okay? They're buying, they're fixing, they're renovating, and then relisting their properties. That's the best indicator of who's doing what in the marketplace, okay? You can see it, okay? Now, it's a list of 168 people. With that 168 people, I'm now going to do something called list sorting. I want to be able to identify out of that list of 168 properties, which zip codes are they doing the most business in? Okay? Y'all following me? I find the flippers. Now I get these flippers. I want to sort through and find the areas where the flippers are doing the most deals at. I'm breaking this shit down to like I'm breaking it down to the ooh-wee for you. You got to be able to understand what I'm showing you. This should be so crystal clear. Like, first off, I don't want to blindly market. I don't want you just going into damn Gilbert, Arizona and just sending marketing to every damn zip code, every house in Gilbert, Arizona. You got to have an unlimited budget to do that. Does that make sense? You will go broke trying to do that. So what I want to do is I want to go very strategically into the areas where the investors are buying, renovating, and relisting their properties. Everybody got it? Cut y'all damn cameras on down at the bottom. I want to see some faces. I'm going to kick y'all ass out of here. This shit is free as hell. All right. So, check it out. Now, we're going to go to the list that we have. In our list, I'm going to go over here. We got 168 properties. I'm going to go over to the zip codes, and I'm just going to hit the zip code button, and it's going to sort. Now, look what I just seen. Now it's in order. 85233, 85233, 85233. Well, guess what I just found? I think I found the hottest damn zip code right here already. 85233, 85233, 85233. So here goes 85234. 95. So what I try to do is I look for and literally all you gotta do is you count the top 3 or 4 zip codes. So I would go through, I would count all 168 zip codes. Sometimes you can just kind of look and see, just with an eye, you can see like, hey, this looks like it's clearly like 30 to 40 properties in this one zip code. So now I know this is gonna be one zip code that I would market to. I would go through and I would find the other 2 to 3 markets, like zip codes. I would just literally look and try to identify the top 3 zip codes that are in this area just by how many times we see them on a list, okay? So everybody sees now how we can go into a market and find the top zip codes. It can't get no easier than this shit, right? I'm breaking this thing down to, boy, I'm breaking this thing down. This is how you teach somebody how to fish. I'm showing you how to go. I'm not just saying, hey, you just go cast your rod. I'm showing you how you go and find the best, where the damn bass at. Hey, this is how you go find where the bass, the hottest, where they biting. You see what I'm doing? So, like, what was that? One zip code was something 33. Like that shit, that was all the deals was happening in that one zip code, right? So we know that's a hot zip code. So we need to be doing marketing in that zip code, meaning also all of those properties that we just looked at, those are fix and flippers. Those are investors, right? We can now, if we get deals, we can reach out to those guys and see if they're looking to be interested in buying our properties and our deals. Make sense? Everything I just try to break down to the most simplest form so you can comprehend it. If you know how to do the simple stuff, you can go and find the other stuff is going to be like even easier. Most people struggle with knowing how to market and how to find the leads and knowing where the buyers are, etc. I just showed you how to find the buyers. I showed you the hottest zip codes to find the buyers, right? I told you, now we just got to find like, hey, listen, where are the motivated seller leads at? But we're halfway here already. You were asking me, hey, how do I know which people I can sell my deals to? That's how you find it, right here. Now I'm gonna do you another one. I might be giving out too much game on my free shit. I think I might be going a little too crazy. All right, so here's one thing, like for me, like just I know people always say, hey Tony, how do I know if it's a real buyer or whatever? Obviously we can see these are the flippers and etc. But now when I'm looking at my flippers tab, I will come over to the owner last name and I will sort by last name. Just hit the sort. And then when we sort by owner last name, I'm just gonna look for duplicates. So let me expand this a little bit so we can see it. So I'll just scroll through. You'll see like different LLCs, personal names. See, here's like a Frank West Capital. I see his name pop up twice. Let me see what he's got. We can see he's got properties in both zip codes. I'll click on one of his properties. We can see Frank West Capital, his mailing address. We can see what he purchased the house for. He purchased it for $320,000. We can see that it's listed for $479,000. It's been on market for 21 days. I can see his linked properties. I can see he's got 64 properties that he owns in his portfolio. I can see that he has $5 million in loan. He has $23 million in estimated total value in properties. I think we just found a cash buyer, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. 64 properties owned. I think I'm really the best real estate coach in the fucking world. I just showed you how to go and find the hottest zip code, and I just showed you how to find the best buyers in the area. What y'all think? Fire? What? It's the reason why my students get paid. How many of y'all joined into the boot camp already? Some of y'all lying. All y'all not in there. Some of y'all lying like shit about me. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat because I know some of y'all lying like shit. I'll let y'all get in there. Y'all, boy, I know y'all capping. Everybody said me. Listen, just in the details, this is what separates when people talk about why do you go buy the courses and coach gurus and all that. Right here, what I just showed you right here save you so much time, so much wasted energy. So many like pointless phone calls and not making pointless phone calls and marketing without having the budget, and then you're wasting money because you haven't got the conversion. And if you want a shoestring budget, you need this shit. If you want a shoestring budget, you need this shit. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Just for y'all that's on the live call in here tonight, I'm gonna give y'all a special link. Even if you're not in Ronaproof, you can get in for a fraction of the cost. You got to do it right now. If you don't do it right now, you can be short. All right. If you're not in the boot camp, I'm gonna give you the Ronaproof boot camp link. Y'all lying asses. Telling some I'm in there, then ask for the link. How you say you went here then ask for the link? Yeah, me. Let me get that link real quick, cuz. That's some lying shit. He said, yeah, me. I'm in there. Let me get the link, bro. That's crazy. Who raised you to lie like that? Y'all are so funny, man. My people. I just dropped the link in the chat. What y'all talking about? I don't know what y'all talking about over there. Y'all are funny. All right, so just from a high overview, we've been able to talk about just who we are, what we do, and how to find the buyers, how to find the sellers. Now, who was that got me off topic? That was your ass. Where you at? Christian. Yeah, it was you. I had to find you. You got me off topic. Hey, Matt, what you got? What's your question?
Yeah, appreciate it. About going back to like earnest money, how does that part of it work? When you say you put down $10, $100, how does that work? Where does that earnest money go? Who does it go to?
Title company.
Got you. Thank you.
Very straightforward. Title company.
Appreciate it.
It's fully refundable, no matter the dollar amount. $10, $100, $2,000. Like typically, I don't put over $100. Like most times, like y'all, just understand this some of y'all are newbies. So, in how you talk to a seller, you'll make them feel uncomfortable, and they'll be trying to ask you for earnest money deposit because they feel like you can't do what you say you can do, right? This is literally like somebody doesn't feel confident or comfortable in how you deliver and present yourself as a professional or expert. So I always tell you guys to be like even informed on what you do and how you help people before you get on the telephone with them, because people can hear you sound unconfident and uncertain and then feel like this is a scam or this person don't even believe in their own shit that they say they can do for me. So they're going to ask you for higher EMD. I've heard my students where people like asking for 10 grand and all that other shit for like earning. I've never had anybody ask me for EMD. Like I come in and I'm telling them what they're gonna do. Like I guide you to the sale. Like amateurs, like a lot of you guys are gonna act like amateurs. You're gonna be order takers. Like I'm not an order taker. I'm telling my homeowner what's happening. And here's the next step. Here's the next step. Here's the next step. You're gonna be asking them how much money they want. I'm gonna tell them how much money they're getting. Okay. Like there's like a distinct difference. Like you're gonna be like, hey, how much money do you want? I'm gonna be like, hey, look, here's what I can pay you for that property. Based on the condition of your property, here's what I'm willing to give you. You asking them how much they want, they gonna like if I ask you how much you want, you're gonna always say too much. If everybody in here, if I ask you whatever you had to sell, if I try to buy it from you, you're gonna overprice that shit. But then all y'all came in here and paid me $10 for the pay what you want sale. You know how that works? People, it's the, like, when it's theirs, you value it more, and then when it's on the opposite side, you try to get it for as little as possible. Same thing's gonna happen in your deal. So you gotta know how to structure and position your deals, because people will ask you, if you ask them how much money they want, it's gonna be something fucking stupid. It's gonna be like, how do I even get there? You ask a homeowner, like, with the beat up house that they haven't worked on in 45 years, how much they think the house was worth, they're gonna tell you 800,000. Like, what? Like American dollars or Jamaican dollars? I ask people that shit all the time. I'm like, you must be talking Jamaican dollars. There ain't no way you talking about a US dollar. Like, you goddamn shitting me? See how you laugh? That's how I get them to laugh too. See, I have fun with my people. I'm not gonna be all uptight and everything else, because when they say something crazy to me, I already expect it. I know y'all gonna say some dumb shit when I say, hey, how much you want for your house? So I'm not even gonna set myself up to ask nobody how much they want for their house. I already done did my research, and I know what the market say the market is worth, right? The market already tells us what the damn houses are worth. Why am I asking the person what they want? Some dumb shit? The house need a new kitchen, new roof, new everything, and they talking about they want $200,000. Like, the neighborhood, all the comps in the neighborhood is 140. And now you thinking $200,000 because they done told you that batshit crazy answer, and now you think you don't have a deal. See, I don't even want nobody to give me stinking thinking. I don't allow my customers to give me stinking thinking. I'm like, oh no. I'm gonna tell you what's going on here. Because the minute that you go to a person and they say, hey, look, I want 180,000, the only thing that you're gonna be focusing on is 180,000. The house can be worth fucking 40 grand. You can be trying to go find a way to donate money and shit to get them the other 140. I done seen it all the time. That's what it is, it's stinking thinking. You literally already defeated before the deal gets started. The person tell you an outrageous number, now your focus becomes that outrageous number versus it being what the market dictates is worth. Like, remember, guys, we use data. Like, data tells us everything. I don't care what you tell me you think your shit is and how bad you think. No, the data is going to tell us where we're going. Like, flat out. Share that screen. I click on any of these properties. I look at the comps on the property. I can look at everything. Like, it's going to tell me exactly what's what. See, comps, they work very funny. They're going to be like properties, similar in price point, in size, condition, but they'll all be pretty close based off condition of the property, size, structure. So typically you'll be looking at similar square footage, similar outside exterior build. Like, all of those things are very important in order to come up with your number. So as you look at your comps, you want to be sure, first and foremost, that the numbers that you're looking at are in alignment with what you got here, like what other properties that have been fixed, renovated, and sold are going for. So a homeowner can come out here and tell me, hey, I want $500,000, but if I see 379 is the highest that everything in the neighborhood is sold, like, I already know it's not a deal. So strategically, everything that you have to focus on is making sure that you put yourself in a position to first and foremost get information, understand how to read the information, and then the information leads you to how you help your potential lead. No matter what client you talk to, everything can be based off using, other similar properties that sold in that area to dictate what a property is worth. So I always tell people price is the easiest part of my job. When I talk to sellers, that's like my favorite line. I've made so much money just saying, hey, price is the easiest part of my job. Literally, it is, because the market indicates what the price is worth, okay, what that home is worth. I don't, the market does. Very simple. The only other indicators of what you'll get for your property is any type of repairs and things that are necessary to get that thing up in the current condition based off, what it looks like, how much work it needs. So if you got everything in the every house in the neighborhood is 370, and you go inside the house and it needs new kitchen, it needs bathroom, it needs $20,000 in repairs, you got to factor that into whatever offer you give to your seller. If it needs 50K in repairs, you got to factor that into your offer. Whatever repair costs are necessary, that has to be reduced out of what you can actually offer to a seller. Make sense? Because everything is based off the same numbers. So we got comparable properties. One property has everything fixed up into a 2024 standard, and the other one is still looking like 1980. That shit, in order to be comparable to that other 2024 property, you got to update it. Make sense? That's your numbers. So you can't get confused on that. Shabatica.
Does this translate at all into Section 8 deals? And do you do any coaching or anything like that? Or offer that training?
This can go into any type of real estate deal. Like I said, this is all your dispo has no bearing on acquisition. Right now, what I'm teaching you guys is literally how to find the deals, off-market properties, know what's the best markets to be able to find those deals and locate them, and then obviously how you decide to sell your contract or what you do with your contract is up to you. If you decide that you want to do Section 8, if you decide you want to do subject to cooperative leasing, if you decide you want to do owner financing, all of these things are available to you. You have a multitude of strategies that you can apply after you actually acquire the property and put it under contract. Like I said, your disposition is up to you. First thing you're learning how to do is find those deals. Tiffany, yes. You got to unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Okay. How do you know, how do you come up with the price? Say you find the property, and you know that it needs to be updated. How do you know that, how much you're going to have to spend towards the cost of updating?
Yeah, so, I mean, inside the training, there's a ton of material that talks about just how we associate costs, how much it costs for a window, how much it costs for a door. After a while, after you do it for a while, you start knowing, hey, look, it's like $250 a window. Depending on the size of the property, you can do price per square foot. And you can look at Redfin, for example. I'll go look at a property on Redfin, and it'll say, okay, price per square foot might be $173. And that was a completely renovated property. And then I'll use that as a guide to know how much money I would need to spend in order to get a property that's not up to, the same standard fixed. So we just use information that's right there in our face. Other renovated properties will dictate what type of cost association you have. But if you're in the training, we have a full breakdown of all of the actual cost, and you can use the comp calculator and everything inside to help you with your offer.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
I actually think we're related too. We're Robinson.
We might be cousins or some shit. I don't know.
I think we're cousins, but I don't know. I don't know all my.
Are you crazy or what? Are you crazy a little bit?
I'm not crazy. I'm a Robinson.
Then we're not cousins. Then we're not cousins if you ain't crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. I'm a Robinson. My dad is a Robinson, but I don't know a lot of his family. My dad. My grandmother came from Chicago. She came here from Chicago, so we really don't have that much family in California. So, I guess all of our family is East Coast. Or he said Florida and Chicago, New York and stuff. I've never met I've never met that side of the Robinsons, that are not in California.
Yeah, I don't know shit. Don't get me the line.
I just think that's funny. And it's because you had the look, the same features. I noticed all the Robinsons.
We might be some cousins or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. My grandmother is Pearlie Robinson. I don't know if
my grandmother is Mary Robinson, and she batshit crazy. I was about to say your people might not be my people because my people crazy.
My grandma was a prayer warrior, but she was married to my grandpa. Now my grandpa, supposedly he died early.
All right, cuz we gotta get this back. We gotta get back on. We can't have a family tree. We gotta get back, cuz.
Okay, sorry.
All right, we're getting excited in here. Brianna, what you got?
Nothing, because I think I misunderstood what you said. You said we.
Let me mute you then, smile nothing, and then start talking again. How that work? Y'all be just acting like y'all got a question and just want to say some shit. My cousin wanted to have a whole family reunion right here on the live. Like, y'all gonna have me all distracted out the conversation, what we actually talking about. She'd say nothing and then start talking about some other shit. Listen, y'all, this trader. Y'all crazy. I miss this shit though. I had took like 2 years off and like being in the group settings again and everything. I miss this shit's dope. Like I'm excited to see who's gonna have success. I'm excited to really. Oh yeah, I see. Hey y'all, look at little Nobu dude. This little nigga right here. I remember him from the other day. He called my IG account like 77 times in a row because he wanted to demand a one-on-one. E down here with the little Nobu. Let me pin his little what's in there real quick. This nigga right here. Y'all see him pin right here? That's how he came in. Like he blew me up the other day. You better be in here learning something. I hope you got notes. Crazy. I'm telling y'all, boy. He said, I just bought the training, man. I said, man, you ain't bought nothing. Get out my damn DM bothering me. He started sending me screenshots and all kind of stuff. Okay, he bought the training. Then he FaceTime. Y'all, do y'all really be IG calling people? What's wrong with y'all? What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I mean, like, this is crazy. All right, let me get back focused. Y'all been having me all thrown off in here with y'all crazy asses, man. If y'all know what the shit I deal with on a daily basis, happy girls, what's your question?
Hey Tony, how you doing again? I want to know if you can put that list back on the screen.
Wow,
And I bought your the whole program. Thing is, my sister passed away and my aunt just passed on the 15th. So I've been going through a lot, but I got to get this done now because I got to take care of my mother and father.
prayers up to you.
Always.
Why you ain't got your camera on?
Cause I just came in the house. I'm
Cut the
just
camera
I
off.
came out the shower.
Oh, now you just came in the house to out the shower. Which one is
No,
it?
I just came out in the house and then I came in the shower. And
Uh,
I got cut off on a computer for a minute. I had to get on your back on the thing. It took me a minute to get back on. I saw you guys text.
So you
I'm
ain't
trying.
got no clothes
I'm
on
trying
right
to.
now?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So you don't have no clothes on right now?
I got on some underwear. I saw. Man, don't be telling me have me talk saying all that.
I'm just saying you can't put on no clothes so we can damn see your face.
Well, my thing was on
How
before.
about you get out of the shower and did all this? You could have been dressed already. It don't take but a second.
No,
Y'all
I
get
got to put my
having
shea
your
butter on.
cameras off. I like people with their cameras on.
Well, my camera was on before, but it's not on this. Let me see if I could get it back on.
Y'all be
But
asking me.
it's not. This is on. I did it on YouTube right now instead of being on Zoom. But I want to get your list of the steps that you had on here before. I want to take a picture of it so I can write it down.
But you wasn't paying attention because you was in the shower. Then you want me to go back because you wasn't paying attention because you
Well,
had
I was
just
listening. I
walked in
had
the
to
house.
speak up real loud.
So you just
I was
walked
in there.
into the house, went into the shower, and then you want me to go back and rewind and catch you back up on the spot that you missed. But then
Well,
we
you
got
could do it after.
everybody else. Oh, so I can do it after and then spend more time on the free training for you to
I'm
get you back
sorry.
caught up on your yeah.
Please forgive me. Hey, Tony, listen, I got an
On
extra.
YouTube, it's on YouTube. I'll record this whole thing. So like, if you missed it tonight,
Okay.
you can go back and watch it on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right,
Oh, how can we be one of your students? We do a one-on-one. We don't have to pay for that.
I don't want no more one-on-one students right now. I'm tapped out. But
You sure?
y'all can join into the group coach and join into the boot camp. The boot camp is where everybody can come.
Okay.
Boot camp has opportunity, like yo, just like we doing right now. But I'm gonna have to be a little bit more cussing y'all out because y'all keep trying to distract me with
Well, I'll get my chance.
all that other
Well,
stuff.
thank you.
All right. Who was that? Just what you want, AJ? I saw you put your hand up. What you want?
You answered it. You said join the boot camp, but I was gonna ask you, do you JV in Raleigh? Like I'm close to Raleigh, so I was
Man,
wondering if
I
you did it.
JV anywhere if it's the deal. Shit.
Okay. So how do we go about submitting a deal to you if
If you had a deal, you'll find me.
okay.
Y'all like I'm hard to find. If y'all was trying to get something to me, you find me. All right. JV means joint venture, basically partner. Uh, all right, okay. Back to the training. This is what you was asking for. I had to go back for you. Take your screenshot since you was in the shower because you just came home from work and then, you know, you had to go and couldn't do this and do that. You got it? Wholesaling houses, how it works. All right, so advantages to wholesaling is low risk. As a wholesaler, you don't own the property and you aren't responsible for repairs and renovations. Quick turnaround, wholesaling can be a fast way to make money since you're not holding on to the property long term, no credit or money needed. You can wholesale without having good credit or a lot of money to actually invest. Disadvantages of wholesaling. Limited earning potential. As a wholesaler, you're making a fee for finding a deal rather than the larger profits that investors make when they actually rehab and resell the property. You're going to obviously have competition. Wholesaling is a popular strategy, so there can be a lot of competition to find good deals. Ethical concerns. Some people view wholesaling as taking advantage of motivated sellers who might not fully understand the values of their actual property. So, I honestly, like, just being ethical and transparent with people will help you in regards to, just that piece there. Now, let's talk about like finding deals because that's very important. Like, how do you actually find deals? Finding these motivated sellers. The importance of finding motivated sellers, the benefits of finding motivated sellers, such as like higher profit margins and actually getting more consistent cash flow. Once again, like, understanding who a motivated seller is. This is someone who's highly motivated to sell their property. Common reasons that someone might be motivated to sell: financial distress, job relocation, divorce, researching properties. The importance of researching properties to find these motivated sellers. Like, things that I always do is I'm like thinking outside of the box. So I'm using like public records. I go actually driving for dollars, or I use sites like PropStream to look for properties that might be under pre-foreclosure or whatever, or distressed looking. Driving for dollars is literally getting in your car, driving around and looking for properties that look like something might be, unkept, or just like the ugly house in a nice neighborhood that might need work. So, for what I look for in the pawn shop model, this is what I call my perfect seller model. People fit into one of these three buckets. They're going to have physical distress, circumstantial distress, or financial distress. You can see like physical distress would be like the property's like physically looks beat up, run down. You see code violations on the outside. Maybe it's like boarded up and unkept. Financial distress could be like tax liens, bankruptcies, foreclosures. Circumstantial distress can be divorce, somebody incarcerated, or relocated, okay? Building a lead list. The process of building a lead list of motivated sellers, like, this is how we actually like compile like different piles of like data where we get, whether it's a pre-foreclosure list or a absentee list or whatever it is. Potential strategies for building lead lists, where you can create like cold calling campaigns, direct mail campaigns, do outbound marketing. Now we'll talk about like analyzing properties and making offers. The process of analyzing properties to determine their value and making offers to motivated sellers. We use in wholesaling the 70% rule. I'll break down that 70% rule here in a second, but essentially we try to operate in that 70% formula. We're offering like 60 to 70% most of the time. It's really like the sweet spot. Closing deals and the final steps of the process of wholesaling, negotiating, signing contracts, like just like some of the main things we'll talk about in the training. Going deeper will be like strategies and how do you overcome like pitfalls and obstacles that people will run into. I really I see people all the time talk about different ways to find leads. Like gosection8.com is a great way. I look for like other investors that already have property that they might be looking to get rid of. So gosection8.com is a great tool. I'll actually show you real quick what I would look for. You go to gosection8.com, put any area in. I always put Houston, just random. I just click on property types because I want to sort for only single family homes. And then you can see all of the different properties that are listed on Go Section 8. Like a lot of these, you can see the ones that are like completely renovated, look brand new. This one looks like it's, you know, an investor, it's a lease incentive. So like I would click on this property because it looks like it needs some work. And look what I got here. I got Alice Torrio and her contact information. So many people always talk about they don't know how to get in contact with leads and who to market to, etc. I would literally go through each city, click on properties, reach out to them and see if these people would be interested in receiving a cash offer on their property. And like you can go through any city, you have name, phone number to be able to reach out to these people and see if they would be open to selling or whatever, right? Are they still looking to buy and acquire more property? Are they investors? So, like a lot of people always ask me, how do I find leads without having a bunch of money? That's a free lead source I just gave you there, okay? You just got to do some work. You reach out, you start making phone calls to those types of leads, and you see if they're interested in selling their property and if they'd be open to taking an offer on it. And no, I'm not looking up your property that you got in the contract. Y'all trying to take me all the way out to training. Okay? I'm trying to do one type of training. Y'all just trying to have me all over the damn place. Y'all got this stuff? Is it making sense? I can't tell if Zamir and Julie and Eric, KP, I'll kick all y'all out of here. Oh, y'all with y'all screens off? Watch your shit. Let me show y'all how. Let me show y'all real quick. Y'all want to play with me tonight? Let me show you my petty. Since y'all got y'all cameras off. I'll let you next time. You can come back and you can rejoin once your camera on. Regina, April, we holler at you. Cheryl Wellington, we holler at you. Okay. Oh, y'all back here? Yeah. The goddamn camera start cutting on real quick now, huh? Funny how that shit works. Hey Tony, what kind of ice you got on over there, man? That look kind of heavy. What you doing?
I ain't doing much, man. I'm just trying to pay attention, man.
What you learn tonight?
I just got in. I just flew in from my city to Atlanta. I was in an Uber. The Uber had the sound all up, man. I'm listening right now. I'm just tuning in. I'm new to all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for something to get myself into, man, because I've been getting myself into all the wrong things, man. So, I seen you on the TikTok and I seen you talking to a bunch of young brothers like entertainers and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to find the right thing for myself, man. That's all, man.
I like it. make sure y'all paying attention. You learn some shit in here.
Absolutely.
And just FYI, I go talk to all those young guys on purpose because I know a lot of us pay attention to them more than they would pay attention to me. So I say, shit, hey, come here, bro. Let me teach you something, and then they gonna pay attention. All the other people gonna pay attention because you doing it.
Absolutely. That's right.
So make sure you tune in. Make sure you're in that boot camp. If y'all not in the boot camp, y'all really playing yourself. Get in that boot camp, y'all.
Yeah, I just purchased it tonight, about an hour ago before I got on my flight.
Yeah, so the replays to everything will be in there. We're gonna be like, listen, in the next week or so, a lot of you will feel so much more confident, much more clear. You know exactly what you know exactly what you need to do when it comes to implement.
Turn that down a little bit.
You good, Tom. Good talking to you. But I want to make sure everybody really is locked into this thing, man. We're gonna have a group of powerful people. Everything that we do right now in the next 60 days will impact what we look like in 2025. If you want a 2025 that starts off the way you want to have it, you got to be putting in the work now. I realize that for myself, just like you, we all got to start like now. You can't wait till fucking January 1 and be like, hey, I'm gonna start doing no, it starts now. It comes from education first and learning all the process and the steps so you know exactly how everything operates, and then you can go out here and start getting paid. You can't market without knowing what you're doing. You can't have conversation without knowing what you're doing. So I can't stress this enough. Educate yourself. Cut on them damn cameras too, y'all. I keep seeing y'all trying to be asleep. I'm gonna kick y'all out. You think I'm playing? The piece that will help you is truly, you got to learn the process first. Then it's just like, bro, you attack this thing every day with just talking to sellers, making offers every day. You like, once again, you got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And like Tone, like I heard you just say, hey, you got into all the wrong stuff. Imagine now having a skill set that can show you how you can play the middleman in real estate where you can make 20, 30 grand a deal flipping contracts. So many of us have mastered doing the wrong stuff. This is the right way to be able to get into the business. Obviously, like, you have to be knowledgeable on what the heck you're doing first before you can get paid. And that goes for everybody. I'm just emphasizing, like, learn the steps, learn the process, know what you're doing, how you do it. The opportunities will come, but you got to be putting yourself in the game. You got to be knowledgeable. Taj, what you got?
What's good, T-Rob? Quick question, man. If you're looking at a property out of town and it doesn't have pictures, do you just believe everything the seller tells you 100%, or do you hire somebody out there in that state to, be your boots on the ground and kind of take pictures for you?
You first off, like, you get the seller to provide you with all that stuff. You can have the seller provide you with photos, video, like the idea
Okay.
they're trying to sell their property, so they'll be more than willing to give it to you. But for the most part, based off just the condition of a property and a few photos, you'll be able to know roundabout numbers what you can offer. Like, it's not going to be like you don't have to be 100% accurate on a number. It's really more so ballpark and using the like comps to help you based off your repairs that you know that property needs. So I'll be
Okay.
on how you guys can understand like how you present your offer and do all that stuff. It's just more so like really just, once again, it's education. Once you learn how to actually look at what other properties sold for, you'll start having a better understanding of what a repair cost is. And then you'll be able to know, like, basically any house is going to need at least 15 to 20K, even if they say everything is perfect. Like, it's just like rule of thumb. And then you just start like factoring in if it's like moderate damage, heavy damage that needs to be repaired, and that'll help you out.
All right. Thank you, man.
You're welcome, Matt.
Yeah, Tony, quick question. Once I close my first few deals, obtain my first few deals and close on them, will you be able to teach us or me, whoever, how to scale the business, like grow from there?
Can I teach you how to do this shit first?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to get you through step one before you get to the scaling standpoint. I got y'all on. Listen, like, once again, everybody be ready to run real fast. So you gotta know how to crawl, walk, run. Nobody get there without knowing the steps. So I definitely don't have problems helping you. Most of the stuff that you'll be learning is how to create a scalable, repeatable business in the first place. So the idea is education. I keep emphasizing it over and over again. Like, yo, I just want to make sure you know what you're doing, why you doing it, how you doing it, and then from there it'll make sense to you. Once we start adding the systems in, we use Lead Genie for our automations and our marketing. You'll be able to see how everything comes together, so your business will be able to run more smooth with having the automations and the tools and the CRM to manage your leads. Because one of the things that happens is, like, let's look at this. Like, okay, so PropStream, for example. Where's my thing at? So PropStream is a great example of like how all this stuff plays out. So you'll have a ton of opportunity just because, like, we're gonna be marketing to so many different lead sources. So you'll be marketing to pre-foreclosures. You'll be marketing to high equity leads. You'll be marketing to failed listings. There's just so many different opportunities that are out there. Now, with that being said, you look at, let me show you this screen share here. So, like, for example, I'm pulling up Tampa, Florida. I can see 678 properties in Tampa, Florida that are up for pre-foreclosure. So if I was working Tampa, Florida, I could download this list. This is 678 people that I can do outbound marketing to. I can try to see if they will be willing to accept an offer. Now, with that same thinking, I can now go into Raleigh, North Carolina, and find all their pre-foreclosures in a matter of seconds. 185. I can be marketing to them, right? Now I can go into, Boston or wherever else. There appears to be 16 in Boston. I went to Philly. So just in a matter of a second, right? It's 1,467 in Philly. In a matter of seconds, I can be in multiple markets where I can be pulling lists and marketing to people who have pre-foreclosures that fit that pawn shop model. Now, with all that different, with all those different lead sources and different markets that we can jump into, the idea is obviously putting ourselves in a position to have as many conversations as we possibly can with those people that fit into those different buckets, whether it's a pre-foreclosure, a failed listing. And I just want to simply see if they're interested in receiving an offer on their property, if they're willing to sell their property. We send out, if they say yes, we will come to an agreement, sign the contract, then sell the contract to somebody else. Clear?
Yes, sir.
I see somebody with no camera with their hand raised. What's up, Marcus? You gotta unmute yourself. You can't unmute. No. Michelle?
When you say sell the contract, are we selling them the house when we sell them the contract?
Yeah, essentially. You're selling your contract though. You're not selling the house. You're just the middleman. So you are contracting that you're buying a house. Okay? Follow that, right?
When I do that contract with the seller, I'm saying that I'm buying the house or that I'm going to find somebody to sell the house. that
Yeah.
wants to buy the house.
No, you saying that you buying the house. Your name is on that contract. You're saying that you're buying the house.
Does it have to be 30 days or more? Or
It,
can I do
it's
60 days?
30 days.
Okay.
I don't know why you acting so damn scary. Once again, I told you, you can cancel your contract. Would you acting like, hey, can it be 60? It don't matter how many days on the contract.
Okay.
If she said, well, can I get 60? You can technically negotiate that, hey, if once you get to that time and you need more time, you can get an extension.
Okay.
Like, but no, you don't start out writing out 60-day contracts. Nobody's gonna fucking let you shop a contract for 60 days and be sick. Like no. Like you tie up my house and think that I'm gonna let you have 2 months to just go around and hope that you can sell it.
So then if I say 250 on this contract is what I'm gonna buy it for, but then I sell it to somebody else for 270, is that the goal? Or 255? I'm gonna sell it
Anything
for
that's
more.
profitable. If you sell it for 1,000 more, 10,000 more, 20,000 more, anything that you sell it more than what you agreed to the homeowner, you put that in your account.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
So if you put it under contract for 250 and sell it for 270, you just made 20 grand.
But when I put it under contract, I'm telling them that I'm going to buy it.
Yep.
And they're giving me 30 days to buy it.
You got 30 days to go find you a buyer.
Okay. Okay.
You know damn well you're not buying the house. Why you contemplating?
I mean, I know, but I'm telling them that I'm buying it. I thought I was telling them that I'm gonna find somebody else to buy it.
No. Why would what they need you for then?
Okay. Because they need me to sell the house.
You ain't no realtor.
Yeah, I'm a wholesaler. So they need me to go find somebody to sell the
No,
house.
they don't need you to do shit.
Oh, okay. Or to
You
buy the
thinking
house.
all the way wrong. No. Listen, you're reaching out to somebody saying, hey, I can help you. I'm an investor. I can take that property off your hands.
Oh, okay.
So you're not a realtor. You don't have the permission or the ability to go out and list people's property and sell it. No. You're not licensed. You're not a broker. You're not a realtor. You're acting in the position of a real estate investor.
Okay.
Saying, hey, I plan on purchasing this property. It just so happens that the real estate purchase agreement gives you the ability to be able to sell your interest to somebody else.
Okay. Okay.
You still don't sound like you clear. I hear that.
Because it sounds like I'm lying to them if I know I'm not
you-
going to buy the house, but I tell them I'm going to buy the house. But I think I got it. I'm telling them that I'm going to buy the house, and then I have 30 days to go find somebody else that really wants to buy the house.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. I think I got it.
Well, it ain't nothing not to get. You not buying the house. You're contracting the house.
I got it because you said I could cancel, I could renegotiate, I could ask for more time, and everything. So it's not now the earnest money that you talked about, the earnest money. Do I give that to the seller?
Do y'all be listening to me?
You said you give it to the title company.
Did I answer this question already or what? Y'all better listen.
Okay.
You ain't listening to me. Emmanuel, what's up?
Yeah, quick question. I'm just trying to make sure that I got access to the boot camp. It's showing that I mean I already.
Bro, I know you're not asking me no customer service in the middle of no damn training. Oh, y'all be about to get on my nerves. Virginia.
Okay, so could they, because you say we could with the contract, but it's 30 days, but could they basically renege on the contract and say they don't no longer want to do it or they have another buyer?
You got a contract. You understand contract law?
I mean, if you want a contract, then
Y'all better all understand contract law. It means that you plan on executing on your end of the contract and they plan on executing on their end. If they don't, you in court. It's called breach of contract.
Okay, and far as with, say for instance, with buying it, right? How do we know like if there's something wrong with the property?
What do you mean? Y'all be
Like
asking me.
say for instance, if the bathroom is messed up, it need to be renovated. How do we know that we never been in it?
You got that's what you get all you get all
It's
that
public
from the
records.
seller. No, that's not public record. Like the inside of your property will never be public record. And that
Okay.
you
Oh,
would have to have the seller provide you with pictures and video of the property. If you're doing it
oh,
virtually,
okay.
you would get the seller to provide you videos and pictures. If you're in person, you take your ass to the property and you look at it.
Okay.
So if you're doing deals in your own backyard, you go to the house. And I always tell people the most money that you're gonna make, your highest profit margins I've always made is going face to face with the seller and meeting them. But this process can all be done virtually. You can do it all from your comfort of your home, in markets that you're not physically present in.
Okay.
But the key is obviously like you have to get, the sellers to provide you with videos and photos of the property so you can know obviously condition of the property, what repairs are necessary, what things that they've renovated or done recently to keep, get the property to a better standard. Without those things and clarifying questions, you can't give them a fair number. So when I'm talking to a seller, first thing I'm gonna tell them is like, hey, my offer is gonna be dependent on the condition of the property and what repairs are necessary. And the way that I get that is by you providing me with photos and videos so I can know fairly what it is, because obviously I'm buying this sight unseen other than the pictures. And with that being understood, like obviously like you or anybody else, I need to know what I'm actually buying. So I need photos, videos, show me, when's the last time you repaired your HVAC unit? When's the last time you had a roof done? Like I need to know when's the last major issue that you had on the property? Those qualifying questions will help you understand what you can offer a seller based off what needs to be repaired. All right?
Okay, so we'll learn this in all these questions that we.
All that shit's in my training. It's in there step by step by step. If you're in my training, you already know. If you're in my training, you go through the training and watch it, you would already know the question. Half these questions y'all asking me. That's how I know half y'all ain't opened up the damn course that you bought. You shaking your head. I mean, that's bad to be shaking your head saying that you ain't opened it. You don't look like you opened it asking these fucking questions. Y'all asking me questions that's like step one in the training. Shavadika, how many questions you got? Because this is like question number 12 for you.
It is, and that's because I've been here with you this whole time. So I need to know. I'm interested in the training. What I need to know, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What I need to know is in the training, is it live or is it pre-recorded? Can I go by pace? And I need to know because when I get into it, I want to know how I'm going to manage my time in order to do it, because I appreciate all the information, but I need to know how the time block is going to work for me to manage it before I jump into it. So could you tell me a little bit about the training and how it's set up?
The course is set up self-paced. It's a pre-recorded program. You can go at your own pace, your own leisure. The boot camp is structured. It's 4 weeks, three sessions per week, with live training, and it'll be recorded if you miss it. So depending on if you actually coming into a live boot camp or you're buying the course is obviously at your own pace. You can take 20 years to watch it if you want to. I don't care. Like it's whatever you digest it and have time. The obvious, boot camp is I mean, like same setting like this is here. I'm gonna obviously have to take everybody's hand raising features and fucking unmute buttons away, because y'all gonna ask a million questions before we get through the training. Half the shit y'all ask me, if y'all would just let me do the training, it would already come up. Okay, but you don't let me get there. What else y'all got? Christian.
All right. Yeah. So I have a question. So once we get the property under contract and we find a buyer, once we present the contract to the buyer, is there any way that buyer to see the address and then try to contact the seller directly and cut me out of the deal, or
Hell
is that
yeah.
huh?
Hell yeah. What do you mean? You don't think that the buyer won't know the address of the property?
No, I meant like, well, is there a possibility that they would try to
Hell yeah,
contact?
hell yeah, there's a possibility that they'll try to cut you out of deal.
Okay.
I made
Okay.
I made 88 grand on that one huge deal. You think that buyer didn't try to backdoor me?
Yeah. So okay.
Shit. You
Okay.
might need to go. I don't know if I still got that video. I was on live cursing his ass out. Yeah, man. Of course he's gonna try to backdoor you.
Oh, okay. So
But once again, contract law. You have the
oh,
property under contract. You got first rights on everything.
oh, I see. Okay. So if they were to do that, then you could basically take them up in court with it, right?
First off, you can go if you ever get something that feels shaky, you can go file a memorandum, and that means that if the seller tries to do some funny business, they will have to. It basically clouds the title, and they can't sell that property until after they make you whole. So
Oh, okay.
there's
All
ways
right.
to always protect yourself.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question. Thank you.
It's funny how all y'all worry about getting a deal and still don't know the damn process of how to find a lead or anything. Though y'all worry about all the wrong shit. I'm talking about y'all motherfuckers will find the worst case scenario and focus on that more than anything else. Like it's like, hey man, you think what happens if the seller backdoors me? What happens if y'all just be thinking the worst? Y'all I'm telling you, stinking thinking ass motherfuckers, boy. Y'all got some stinking thinking. I never just did shit and just assumed the worst about everything. Like everything y'all think is like, what if some fucked up shit happens? Like y'all go in relationships and everything like that. Y'all just like, hey, look, man, this is gonna be some fucked up shit going on. Like, goodness gracious, this motherfucker looking for the worst to happen. Emmanuel, you still got your hand raised and no camera on. I don't recognize people with no cameras. All right, make sure y'all know that. Happy girl, I don't recognize people. You said you took a shower an hour ago. You still got your damn hand raised, telling me that you naked, asking questions, and we not answering no more questions from naked women on the live. All right, Gail.
Yes, thank you. As a real estate agent, I can be the middleman and the realtor, so there is no conflict of interest, right?
You just
Okay.
gotta disclose it. All you gotta do is let them know.
Okay,
Disclosure, everything. So
thank you.
I mean, and just as a realtor, like I got a couple students that I've been working one-on-one with. You got stuff available to you that
Yeah,
everybody else doesn't. That gives you a huge competitive advantage if you know what you're doing. But absolutely, you can find buyers. You got sellers. You got MLS data. You can you lock in. You can be dangerous. All right, y'all. I was gonna go longer, but y'all done got me tired just doing this circling this shirt. I ain't been I've never did a training where I can't get through the damn training. It's like this shit is wild. All right, so we got a boot camp call tomorrow at I can't even think of the time anymore. It's listed. Is it 4 o'clock? Yeah, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. No, it's 7 o'clock West Coast time. I think I did it for. No, 7 Eastern. 4. That's what I did. Check the sessions. It's in there. $1,000 giveaway is going to be Friday. Just make sure you're on the live call. That's the only qualification. Ronaproof member on a live call. The key elements for everybody. This process, like really in the next 30 to 45 days, you could be closing a deal. We're going to be working on, like in a boot camp, showing you the first week, really just setting up all your structure with your business, having all the tools, automation and everything, how to pull your list, what market you're going to be in. And then by week 2, we're going to be full-blown marketing. So I'll be showing you how to like position yourself, how to come up with your numbers, what to offer to a seller, like the whole outbound marketing aspect of it. So you know how to confidently go out, approach the seller, know how to like structure your deal. This is obviously like going to help you guys be able to, in the next few weeks, be able to have those real type of situations where you're negotiating and like, closing situations. The only way you'll get paid in a real estate transaction is first off talking to homeowners and then presenting offers. You can know everything in the system. You can know it backwards and inside out. But if you don't talk to people that got houses to sell, you can never get paid. So like really, really important to make sure that you guys are locked in, make sure you come in like just with prepared to like implement. I'm gonna walk you through each step. We can do it live together. I'll walk you how to pull your list, how to set up your list, how to find the best zip code, then how to actually go through the process of like your whole outbound marketing campaigns, what you say to the people, how you say it to them. Each step of the way will be helping you get everything set up. So like I'm excited about like the next couple of weeks for you guys that are already inside the boot camp. It's just really about you going through the course and going from step one, just going through familiarizing yourself with the process. Like once again, it's like 107 videos inside the training, so it's a very thorough training, a lot of information inside. It's not a race, so you don't have to like get at everything in one night, but you do just want to understand the core concept, what we do, how we do it. And then from there, like you can continuously just educate yourself. The good thing is that through the boot camp, you'll be able to find, you know, some people that you can find as partners, and you can kind of have accountability partners and things like that, just to stay locked in and motivated to the things that you say that you want to do. So, like, I want to make sure just from an overall structural standpoint, we put you in the best position to be able to be successful and be able to get paid as quickly as possible. So I know a lot of y'all asked like a lot of questions that if you just go through the training, like from the beginning, it's already answered. Like with 25,000, we're approaching 25,000 members. Every damn question that y'all asked, I've already answered. Like, I promise you. I've had 25,000 people in the program. Like, this is the reason that there's so many videos inside the program, and like it's because of all of these individual questions and things like that are there to like guide you and help you shorten your learning curve. But you got to go through, consume the content, and then you come ask your damn questions. Like y'all ask the questions before you even like open up the training or anything. Like I look at y'all completion percentages and it's disgusting. Like you spent your money in it, and like a lot of y'all paid a fraction of what my real students paid. Like my real students paid $2K for this shit. So some of y'all came in here just like on some like real bullshit prices, and I did that because I knew people were hurting. So like make sure you take it seriously so you can get the most out of it. Like I think that, you know, I know that this program is like step by step helps so many people get started. But the only way that you get paid is by first off doing and consuming the content and then implementing it. Everything else is just like you can talk about how you want to get into business, and Don Julio straight to the chin like that is nasty work. Yo, hey. His boy just took one to the chin. Who that? Tony? Tony, man, what you got going on, man? Hey, bro, you stressing? Nigga, you
No, I'm
the
good,
whole
man. I'm
goddamn.
locked in, man. I'm locked in. I just landed there. I just landed, so I'm locked in there. But that's how I drink though. I don't mess around with mixed drinks and nothing like that. I drink straight up.
Damn, Lynn. I know Lynn from the Turkey Leg Hut. That's how that motherfucker just straight from the damn. What you stressed out about, man? There's some shit going on, bro. You start. That's hot liquor.
Man, I'm locked in, man. I'm tuned in, man. I'm trying, I'm
That
trying to pick up what you laying down.
hey, that hot shit. That hot liquor is different, boy. You take that shit straight, boy. Goodness gracious. Sheesh. Hey, I be seeing everything when I be on these calls. I be thinking I'll be seeing y'all. So I be seeing every damn thing. All right, y'all. I was gonna stay on here longer, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I had like 30, 40 minutes more worth of slides. I looked at them slides and I looked at y'all questions and I said, yeah, I see y'all tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie to you. These questions and the shit that y'all did tonight, boy, I'm talking about y'all had me tripping. But yeah, Hassani, book in the morning, man, so we can get you on a one-on-one. Yeah, it's my only student I seen. I need to check in with. I need to check in with Hassani. And yeah. All right, who's in the boot camp? Who joined? Y'all ready? Who really serious about getting paid in like the next 45 days? Like no bullshit. Like Like that's what I want to see. I want to see the people that's really here that's like are you gonna see it all the way through, finish what you started? That's the idea, y'all. I'm telling you, if we get you committed just to see it all the way through, implement the strategy, 45 days from now, you're gonna start having the momentum that you want to see. And I'm telling you, I watched some crazy stories. I've seen some of the most amazing like transformations with people. It doesn't matter where you are financially right now. It's all about what you do with the information. And I'm telling you, the opportunities are out here. I've seen some crazy, wild transformations, man. Like, I don't care like what you got going on currently. I watch homeless people get paid. I watch people that were flat broke with negative bank accounts get paid. I've seen some people just literally go from struggling to six figures in like weeks. No exaggeration. So obviously, like, it's gonna be dependent on your work, your understanding of what we do, and then obviously implementing the process. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in the boot camp. If you haven't joined in, let me drop the link for you one more time. I know y'all getting burnt up with them emails. I'm emailing the shit out of you. I know I'm emailing the shit out of you. Check those emails. Make sure you get in that program. Stay active. Make sure that you tune into the training tomorrow. Ask questions, good questions. Like some of y'all questions tonight was wild. Like some of y'all questions was wild. And that shit took 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes of my training away at least. No, it's about an hour. Some of y'all questions was like, damn. All right, so tomorrow I'm gonna pop back on like probably in the morning just to do like a little freebie for people. But like everybody else, I see y'all on the boot camp call at 7 or whatever time it is. I think it's 7. I see you on the boot camp in the evening. Any question before I go? Who's gonna ask me some bullshit? Ask me some regular shit. You know, we good? Where my people from Philly at in here? We got some Eagles fans in here. We're gonna kick y'all ass in a couple weeks. The Commanders is coming. Yep. I had to talk my shit before I go. Jaden Daniels. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.